In the grim darkness of the 42nd Millennium, a shadow lies lingering over the warp, growing, hungering, seeking to consume all that is our reality. A shadow gnaws at the walls of existence, threatening all that is with all that cannot be. The warp is a song, and it is screaming. Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. Ladies, gentlemen, in between and beyond that binary of the internet, welcome back to Let's Roleplay, and more specifically, welcome back to By a Shadow Piece, our Wrath and Glory epic. I'm your host, Young Foxy for the duration of stream, and I have with me a coterie of incredible individuals, a selective set of role-playing souls, a inquisitive gathering of acolytes, here to serve his most holy ordos, to root out enemies inside and out, though it's definitely a lot of both this time. We'll get there in just a moment. Before I tell you about how horrible the fuck these guys are, I just let them introduce themselves. So in the order that I call you out, please go ahead and tell me who you are, who you're playing tonight, and what soars through your brain as you sit in the cargo bay of this Argus lighter, heading yourselves outward towards the stars above Cana 2. What's in your brain? Let's start. You know what? Let's do a little bit different this time. Let's start off with our dearest desperado, my buddy Dan.
Hello. Yeah, that's me. I'm Land the Dan. Tonight I'm playing Barris Corbin. Not a local hero, local villain, if anything. But the source of local intel, who is definitely well outside of the job description at this point, as we are orbiting the planet right now. This is not what they brought me on for. But I am here, and I will keep you our way to victory, I hope.
Well, I'd say every hero is somebody else's villain, but that's just me being philosophical. And I won't do that right now. I'll wait for the villain to show up. Speaking of that, or I should say before we get to that, let's pass it over from a loyal desperado, a criminal mind, to a fervent soul, a zealous believer. One of two, I should say. I'm, of course, talking about the one and the only, Michelle.
Oh, alright. Okay. Hello. Hi, I'm Michelle, and today I am playing Aria Yun Contour, our Sister Hospitale, Sister of Battle. Something really weird just happened. Not a couple hours ago, and, she's doing her best not to dwell too much on it. That was really really weird.
Oh, don't you worry. We're going to dwell, but that's not important right now. We'll dwell in a minute. It's okay. You're in the pre-dwell phase right now.
Oh dear.
But as we pre-dwell, let's not postpone our introductions any longer. See how I'm doing this thing then? Let's pass it over to, of course, the last, but so very far from the least when it comes to the incredible cast here. I'm talking, of course, about my best buddy Turk.
Hey everybody, I am Turk, or Turk Accented if the Emperor's light shine upon thee on this fine evening. I will, of course, continue to and inevitably be playing Zadkiel Delos, your almost said Arbites. No, Astartes, up from the Lamenters chapter. And what's going through what's in his head right now is very holy and modified meat. But in a more physiological, its brain is full of meat. Is your brain not full of meat?
My brain is full of electric meat, thank you very much.
His brain's full of electric meat. That's better than your electric meat. Anyway, but no, what he's thinking about right now is he's preparing for another showdown with the kill squad, so to speak, that we faced beforehand. Very deadly foes that will inevitably run to again and whomever they serve. So that's concerning to say the least, but he's putting his mind to it and remembering the past combat, running it through in his mind, and preparing his body and soul to serve the Emperor.
Well, I will assure you, even though you might call it a spoiler, but I will assure you that that very same enemy is certainly prepping themselves the next encounter with all of you. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but before so, I should let you all know once again that I'm Foxy. I use he, they pronouns, and I run everybody that's not these incredible people in front of us. Passing some love, by the way, over to our dear and favorite Meg Mysteria, who is not here with us this evening, but who we care very much for, and are passing all of our love and energy to, and hope they're recovering very well. As we set the stage, I will slide the music to something a little less imposing and a little more. No, actually, probably pretty equally imposing, but we find ourselves in the ready bay of a massive, well, not massive, a light cargo bay. Its hull is boxy, but it has two almost avian wings angling to either side of it, which have raised themselves from a landing sort of sloped crescent to a raised position as if trying to literally eat the air under them, although, of course, they are not moving through any air. As this shuttle rapidly lifts off and begins to escape the thin atmosphere above Theta 2. Small little mining rock. The atmosphere isn't heavy that it requires series engines to do so, and the Arvis lighter is more than capable of getting you all into space. It's not the most functional or maneuverable vessel or out of atmosphere, so you won't be relying on it to make any dogfights happening while you're traveling, so hope they don't have any air defense when you're on your way in. Speaking of where you're on your way to, you are all headed above the planet to the Astropathic Way Station. This point, this massive installation above the planet, is where astropaths, sanctioned psychers who have themselves blinded and their souls bound to the Emperor's light, transmit communication across the galaxy through their ever-living dreams. Warp is pretty fucked up like that if you didn't know. You all are pretty certain this astropathic station, which has gone offline for some time now, or at least for a little bit of time now, is the site of wherever all the kidnappings that have been happening on this planet, where they've been being taken to. And you're certain now that all of those kidnapped victims, or most of them, have been rampant human psychers. That said, you're all in the lighter. You're still too far to make visual contact with the actual station. Space travel is difficult like that. But within the next, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes, you'll likely be within a comms range. Another 10 or so after that, you'll be within visual contact. And another, I'd say 5 or so after that, you'll be ready to land. With a total of about an hour of time left, I'm going to turn the scene back on you all. Already, you'll notice the rumble of the lighter as it's moving through the atmosphere. And as that rumble parts, the camera will move through the open cockpit, centering on the 3, or I should say 4, of you. You all just encountered Guard Captain Rannick, or who you thought was Guard Captain Rannick. However, quick eyes and quicker perceptions made you aware that something was very, very wrong about the person you were seeing in front of you, despite them looking just like the Guard Captain. What that means, well, I'll leave that for you all. I've talked enough, darlings. The scene is yours.
Seating wise, one of us has to be flying this, I assume.
I believe we decided that was Barris last time.
Yeah, makes sense. These are DD, DF, DILF.
What?
What? Designated driver.
Only 2 words. That was 4 letters.
I don't know. Sounds like a math problem to me. But you can figure that out on your own time. Right now, though, I think Zadkiel is going to be. It will work his way into the front cabin area. Do you have a plan as we approach? They may reach out to find out who we are. Transmit some passphrase.
Well, I was hoping we could just fly over them under the radar. You're the expert. If they were gonna give a code word, what would an Alpha Legion code be?
To know the Alpha Legion code word is to be a member of the Alpha Legion, and even then, there would be a variety of changes by the day, minute, if not the second. Which is why I'm asking you what your plan is. Should we be contacted?
Not to interrupt, but
Oh, please interrupt.
I think Arya actually does crack a bit of a small smile at that. Just like the corner of a lip turns up. They already know we're coming. The when, how many, the what, the why. They know we're going to arrive. They don't know what we're going to do, though, or how much we know.
Well, I'd say we...
I suppose there's truth to that.
I'd say we certainly figured out something new in the last couple hours.
What exactly is that?
The whole doppelganger thing kind of came as a shock.
True. That's information that might not have been transmitted to the enemy. There's a possibility if they seek to maintain a charade that we might also maintain our own. Claim Rannick is on board and will be escorting us in with the planetary authority for clearance.
But what do we do if they ask to talk to Rannick?
Say no.
And if they insist?
Fly faster.
Now that I can do.
Hey, Barris.
Oh no.
Why don't you give me, if you could, and you give me, if you have to give me a minute to remember the proper skills, I want to do either like a scholar check or like a history check, something to rely on your past knowledge of this planet of yours.
I am just so smart. I have so much scholar.
Would you take a survival?
You know what? Specifically in the case of Barris and your life as a criminal, yes. I would say knowing this information might actually be useful to given your survival.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that's even lower than my scholar is. So.
Well, I mean, if you want to negotiate other skills, I'll hear them out. If you got anything else, and I'll tell you what I'm looking for here. I'm basically asking you to rely on, like, again, prior knowledge and experience of, because again, you were a criminal. You smuggled and probably ran a couple of cargo shuttles up and down from atmosphere and from the other stations above. So I'm wondering if you have any prior knowledge of the actual station and how you might know how its defenses and its sensor grids and things like that work.
Could I use cunning for that? Seeing as
absolutely.
That's more like it.
What you got for me, babe?
All right, I got. Holy shit, that's a lot of icons.
I love when you say that.
Let's see. 1 5, 2 5s, 3 5s, 4 5, 6 5, 7 5s, a 4 and a 6, and a 5 on the wrath die.
That's a lot of.
That's 11. I counted on my fingers. That's 11 icons. Okay. Barris, you know this like the back of your hand, actually. In fact, I'm gonna say this is a known smuggler's route almost. Beta 2's Ashpack Way Station is ostensibly, on paper, minus the starport, one of the most well-defended extra orbital stations on above the planet. It has defense platforms. It has a long-range sweeper system, and it's meant to keep it safe because, well, it's how you let the planet communicate with the rest of the Imperium. Without it, the entire planet is cut off. You also know this is a dirtball backwater shithole planet with barely anything functioning on the best of days. So you know for a fact that barely any of those defense grid turrets are online. And as far as the scanners, they're long range, they're decently functional. but they're meant to pick up things like reactors, drive wakes. They're not picking up things like radiation or like sensor sweeps or like objects floating through space. You could just ghost it, cut the drives, fly silent until you're right on top of the hangar bay, and by that point, well, you're too late to be intercepted.
I like that idea.
I like giving you ideas you like.
Alright. Well, I've got some good news for you, Zod. This, as impressive as this base is, they don't, they're not used to expecting much from, good old Gata 2 here. So, in my experience, don't think they're really kitted out to. If we play our cards right, we might be able to just fly under their radar until we get into docking range. Does that sound like a plan?
A fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. A fine plan indeed.
Fortresses don't think they have much to fear from backwater balls of dirt, usually.
Very well. I will return to repairing myself and my equipment. You should also take a moment when you can. I am uncertain of the caliber of foe you faced, but if my opponent's speech was truth and not further lies, there is one who is even above them. And you were both severely injured last we met.
Yeah. I don't plan on dying that easy.
We'll have to be careful of the sniper. They were quite clever in deliberately positioning themselves, and they're more
And getting us.
disposable.
And getting us right where they wanted us.
Be careful of the headsman. He cares not where you dwell. He will strike wherever he can.
What a combo.
Long range to short range.
But this time we will all be together. That might give us an advantage yet. That is, if you all prepare yourselves.
On the question of preparing yourselves, friends, you have now noticed the rumbling is relatively stopped within the cockpit, the throne area of this lighter. It's now relatively a smooth ride, which to all of you, and especially to you, Bears, if you're now looking out of the Ferroglass viewports, you all know you've cleared the atmosphere long by now. You are fully sailing through the void of space. In fact, Barris, you can feel sort of like, it almost feels like where earlier you felt that resistance of the air, kind of like controlling, like an aerospace vehicle. You now kind of, where you are used to feeling in like maybe a slightly more maneuverable fighter, or maybe even like some tugs, feeling that comfortable ghost of the vacuum as you kind of just like, relatively pilot the ship and free of any inertial interaction. With this, you can feel almost like it's sluggish. Not like there's resistance, but the RCS thrusters don't turn as fast, and the engines don't give as much give as they should in atmosphere. This lighter isn't really made for space operations. You can still fly it, absolutely, but you aren't going to be doing things like, weaving through asteroid fields or anything like that anytime soon.
Right.
That said, you probably have another, again, maybe 10 minutes before you are within sensor range. 5 or so after that, you're in visual contact. 5 or so past that, you're in landing range. So you've got maybe a good, I'd say 5 or so minutes to like decide on your plan and be prepared to start ghosting, or at least start powering down some of your, minor systems.
suggestion, we enter and keep the element of surprise as close to us as we can for as long as possible. Reach whatever critical infrastructure we can find and disable it, or attempt to find the leadership. Saving.
What about the prisoners?
If we
Kidnapping
can,
victims, whatever you want to call them.
if we can release the prisoners, that might work to our advantage. But I doubt they would be so unguarded. It is very likely that wherever they are situated is considered of great import to our foes. Thus, we will encounter the heaviest resistance should we attempt to rescue them.
See what you're saying.
Nor do you know what will happen if should we attempt a rescue.
Hence why attempting to disrupt the station's functions while we encounter lesser combats might be to our advantage. Pull them apart, lead them to smaller groups, fight them in our terrain.
Divide and conquer. Right.
Well, that matter. And I think Aria is going to pull out a small data pad and just. Aria's been part of the of the Inquisition for a bit of a time, enough to actually get a tremendous reputation with it.
No question.
Do I have any ins on getting a general map of an astropathic way station?
Aria, give me either I would say scholar or tech use here. I will say, and I'll let you know before you roll, even on a fail, you will get that map. This is more of a roll to determine how fast you can get that information as opposed to whether or not you get it.
Got it. Let's go with scholar. Okay, so I'm not particularly good, but I got a 6 on the Wrath and a 6 on the regular icon.
So on the Wrath die,
nice.
6 on the Wrath die in a non-combat attack roll. In a non-attack roll means you guys get to increase your glory pool by 1. So if you have a group place to mark that off somewhere, anywhere you'd like to as a unit, make note that you all have currently 1 glory. Be aware of that. It's very useful. With that number of icons you've got, you are able to start peering through your data pad and start going through. You recognize the best place to go here is going to be searching through Administratum data files and data repositories from the planet. Now, you are reaching out of the range of any of the remote networks on the planet, so it's going to be a deep search through like the hard-coded repository in the database you've already absorbed and downloaded onto your pad locally, which you have, thankfully. It will take some time, and in fact, if you could allow sort of the servitor spirit within your data pad to kind of auto sort that for you without too much trouble. You wager by the time you probably won't have the map as you guys land, but within a few minutes of landing and getting your bearings, as long as you don't stray too far from any like contact networks, you will probably be able to have a full map of this place within like a few minutes of landing.
Perfect.
So long as the information hasn't been tampered with, or they haven't changed anything.
We are masters of deception, not architectural restructuring. That is the domain of others.
We're dealing with soldiers, not craftsmen.
Welcome to HGTV.
If these were carpenters, we might have a problem.
It's demo day here. I'm very excited to destroy the minds of our prisoners.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
With that said, you all, Ferris, you note a small cluster of asteroids that, following the route you were taking out from the like zenith point of the planet's orbit out towards like what would be like some of the larger courtyards, you know that you've been told by some you remember being told by some gangers a while ago in a bar. You can use those markers as a rough determination of the sensor range of the way station. It's a rough one, but you know you are right about that sensor range. That's the first thing you recognize. The second thing you all recognize, as you notice that your fourth member of the group, Lara, has been rather silent, is that, well, one, she's looking at all of you rather intently, and her brow is furrowing as if she's thinking or concentrating very hard about something, possibly even in the most minute bit of pain.
Our Skype call, no.
Be careful, Lara. The psychic energy here is undoubtedly quite intense.
Lara looks at you and, like, if she was a person who talked, you wager her mouth would move in that moment. Nothing happens. Nothing in the Skype call. Nothing. She immediately furrows her brow again and simply looks and nods along to your sort of proclamation of the warp being very strong around here. And she touches her throat and shakes her head at it. I will save you all the duty of interpreting. It seems as if Lara is trying to just sort of press the warp as it assails outside of her mind, and also press it all out of your minds a bit, in innately around her. In doing so, it is taking the entirety of her focus. She'll probably regain her bearings sometime soon when we have Meg back in session, obviously. But for now, it seems like that will take all of her focus, and it also means no more Skype call. No more easily sharing your thoughts without having to, say them.
Do we still have, like, normal comms with each other?
I assume so.
Yeah, I'd say you all have vocoders easily, no question. Aria definitely has one in, like, the gorget of her armor. Zad easily has one built into, like, his ear. He's an Astartes. And Barris, I'm sure you probably have one clipped onto a collar of your jacket or something like that.
Signals then?
Be sparing with it.
We don't know if they'll be intercepted or not.
Barris, you want to start hitting at least some of the auxiliary systems now.
Okay. We're at sensor range. I'm gonna start powering down.
You all see the lights in the cabin go out. The panels in front of you are still lit, Barris, obviously, but everything else, the cabin lights go out. Your RCS thrusters, at least all these tertiary ones further out on the wings, they go off. Secondary ones are still barely active, enable you to do very, very slight, small movements. Your thrusters cycle down to about a quarter of their power. You're still moving under thrust, but very barely. Life support still online for now, and everything else, like the artificial half gravity or the mag clamps on the floor, fairly functional for now. You have about maybe 3 minutes before you need to turn those off.
I think Aria actually takes that moment to ensure her data pad is no longer accessing the network and is just scrambling through its own internal database.
A single button press and the small little little skull inside of the data pad, which has a small little light in its mouth, goes from green to yellow, indicating it's now cycling.
I mean, I don't know, I would say Barris would, like, try and do a spot check on his armor and weapons, but I've still got to pilot the ship. Like,
you're able to kind of look down and check your pockets, things like that. And as you know, again, you're not immediately in the path of any asteroids, so if you, like, kept course and stepped away from the helm for, like, a couple of seconds, you're fine. Things will mostly be okay. And in fact, as you're, like, kind of looking around, you also see that stored in a small glass locker right next to the sort of cockpit area is effectively a void suit. It's not a full void suit; it's a void harness. So effectively, it's a small suit that kind of over the body, and a helmet, so to seal you against the vacuum, which might be useful for you when you turn light support off in a few minutes.
But don't we have more than one person on here who would need that?
Aria puts her helmet on. seal locks in.
And you can see while like Lara is kind of like still like thinking, she is kind of able to like bring a second hand up to her head and like think for a moment, and you can faintly see a very faint shimmering about her head.
Good.
Did I just make up with that psychic power? Sure. Fuck it. Who cares?
Time for me to get my Void Harness Symphony on.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Fine. You briefly lock the ship into an autopilot's function. Step away from the throne. Briefly slip over the void harness. It's sort of loose enough that it can go over your clothing without too much discomfort, but tight enough that you definitely can like kind of feel it about you. It's a seal, and as you put on the helmet and seal it tight, you can feel all that pressure kind of lock in, as it's clearly now void sealed. You can even see a small light kind of on the inside of the collar of the helmet, kind of like right where your chin is. A small light go green, indicating that it is void sealed. You sit back down, and you're this time you sort of sit down. And the moment you sit down, you immediately can see hovering over you the inverse underside of a massive defense platform, sort of octagonal in shape, with on either side of it a massive twin-barreled cannon, the size of which is easily 3 times the size of your ship.
Don't want to get hit by that.
Meaning, it's time for all your systems to go off.
Everyone take a deep breath.
When I got my armor fixed and stuff, would I have been issued a new helmet?
Yes.
I'm fine either way, but
I
I'm
will
just
say
thinking,
that.
like, yeah, all right.
I will say that you were issued what effectively amounts to just like a reserve helmet. It doesn't have any of like the heraldry of your Lamenter armor, so while the rest of your armor is still that nice, pristine, even though battle marked yellow with the checker pad on your shoulder, the helmet is still that almost dull adamantine gray.
Absolutely.
Gray.
I know what an unpainted miniature looks like. Yeah, I have plenty of them. I'm just imagining a beaky one though, because it's on reserve.
Oh, I love the Mark 6 Corvus pattern though, little beaky dude. I love that guy.
Early stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Perfect. That's all I was thinking about, because I'm like, I know I could probably just literally hold my breath for that amount of time, but also like, yeah.
Nah, we'll give you the helmet there. We'll give you a moment as the camera focuses on a silver helmet being placed over Zakiel's head, sealing and locking in. It takes a moment for that similar chime on your collar to align to the new helmet. Eventually, a seal on your Gorget does lock in and pressurize. 3 of you, the 4 of you, are, for now at least, completely void sealed. Barris, you are flying Ghost. The ship's engines give out entirely. RCS Arthur's offline, life support off. Even though you are all sealed, it suddenly feels much colder in the cabin. You are all flying Ghost, feeling their breath coldly at the inside of your helmets, just barely. Barris, you fly past that massive octagonal gun platform. A second one floats just off in the distance, perhaps a few kilometers from you, large enough that you can still see it visually even from here. And as you just barely ghost by, turning everything off, powering off the engines, you would swear you see that bottom gun twitch just the tiniest bit. Only the barest bit, though. Before everything goes offline, and you are perfectly silent. You have no more power to move or operate the ship. You are moving in a straight line. Meaning, if you don't power this thing back on in time before you hit the hangar bay, well, I'll make it very simple. Turn the ship on too early, you get blown to bits in the void. Turn the ship on too late, you turn into a pancake inside the station. We'll deal with that pilot check when the time comes. For now, though, you are all in the cold quiet of the void, gently and silently drifting towards what you can now see is a massive station. Under its sort of structure is what looks almost like a cathedral in reverse, hanging upside down. Massive lights and windows hanging down from jagged point tips where sensor arrays and beacons align. It has several, 5 if you can see them, points going out from either side of them, large, octagonal, and blocky. And on its top is a massive dome with an even more massive actual cathedral sticking out from the top of it. It's Warhammer. There has to be some cathedral somewhere. That is Waystation A27A3. Eta 2's aligned astropathic waystation.
That big old underline.
I think something like this was floating above my head this whole time.
Truly, the Emperor's works are quite impressive. To see it corrupted to such ill course sends my blood aflame. But it shall be purified in due time.
I guess we're here to rectify that.
Precisely. Just ensure we do not die to the void. It would be a sad death to see you all go.
No pressure.
I assure you, there is a great deal of pressure in space.
So, you all float towards the massive station. Barris, your course has you coming in just under one of those large, massive, blocky octagonal spines. You know 2 of them are, well, landing bays, open docks. Unfortunately, the 2 docks are on the opposite side of the way station. It's,
Wait.
well,
Opposite side, like there's nothing near where we are.
as in, yes, you will have to turn the ship on at some point soon. You can turn it on right now if you're feeling fucking lucky. I wouldn't.
Right.
Or
Right.
your goal is to wait for the right moment to turn the ship back on, effectively skirt the surface of the station, and go into the bay on the other side. It's a tough ask for any pilot, even one experienced like you.
Gotta focus.
You ready then, boss?
Nope. But
All right.
that's not gonna change
I'm gonna-
anything.
Well, then let me briefly remind you and the audience so that everybody can be aware of how things work. You have 2 wrath points. You can re-roll a failure with either of those or add a narrative declaration, which could be important. You also all currently have 1 point of glory. You can add a pool to the die for each point of glory you spend. So if you really feel like you need an extra die, spend the glory point. And or if you fuck with this up, you can spend some wrath points to re-roll. That said, Dan, I need you to make 3 piloting checks.
3? Oh my god.
Could I help?
I would absolutely love to see you help.
I do
Please?
also have a piloting skill of 6, so I could co-pilot.
All right.
Can I offer my help via reciting a nice what is it?
Sermon?
Reciting a sermon for luck.
Sutra?
Right. Well, Michelle, nothing would make me more happy. So, Ferris, the first of these rolls is to avoid smashing in. It's a partnership on in time to avoid smashing into the side of the way station. The second is to skirt around the station and to around the station. The third is to get inside the bay without exploding. So, Barris, as you lock in and focus, Zabkeel, you come over sort of the shoulder, the sort of like back up the helm and sort of start looking outside of out into the void. See the station come up in front of you all. It grows closer and closer, and as you get close enough, now, Barris.
As a note, Barris, you get to add my skill rating to the to your roll as bonus dice, so that's 6 extra dice for you.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I feel a lot better about this now.
Now, I should say, I'm
Yeah.
only allowing the help for one of these 3.
1. Okay.
So is this the one?
I feel like we could survive not doing great on the first one.
Okay.
All right.
That
What's
is
happening?
3 icons.
3.
Including the wrath die.
Yeah. 2
3 icons with the wrath die. So 5 icons total?
No, 2
No, 3
icons
icons
and a 5
Okay.
on the wrath
And-
die, giving an extra.
Okay, sorry. So 3 icons in total. 3 icons won't cut it, unfortunately. Do you want to spend a wrath die to reroll?
Yes.
All right then, make it happen.
Is that re-rolling the failed dice or re-rolling the?
I think that's rerolling the
It's
whole
rerolling everything, yeah.
Real the whole check. Yep.
That looks a lot better.
Damn, that looks a lot
So
better.
that's-
Oh, that's a 6
That's
on
a
the.
3 and a
That's
6
another
on the
glory.
wrath die.
That's another glory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that'd be 5 icons.
Please take your extra glory point, friends. You have 2 glory now. Barris, you hit the you throw the ignition, you throw the power, you pivot the VTOL engines back as far as you can. The wings on the Arvis lighter move into landing position, and you flip the engine as hard as you can, and they false start. You hear them flicker for a half second, and you feel the ship rumble as you keep moving as fast as you're moving. You start slamming that button as hard as you can. And on that third punch, almost maybe feeling something in your hand, maybe even sprain or bruise tiniest little bit. Finally, with a throaty roar, even in the void, you feel that the entirety of the cockpit rumble as the engines flare to life, and the ship arcs and banks, skirting around the edge of the outcropping you were heading towards, and literally inverted now, flying under it, flipping and flying underneath the way station. First check passed. Give me your second one.
Okay.
Also, I need more epic use in this. What the fuck's going on here? Hold on. This is
It's a high tension moment. I do not blame you for
Yeah,
like.
it's very-
not-
yeah, hold on. I'm so sorry. What the fuck? My bad. Let me get y'all something a little bit more intense here. My bad.
It's more
How's this?
intense. Oh no. Yeah.
There we go. That's better. Second check for me, please, boss.
Okay. Since I rolled the since I got the extra point of glory, are you guys cool if I use that for an extra die on this?
Go for it.
Yeah. Alright, so we're back down to 1 glory, and that's looking pretty nice. Looks like
Oh shit!
six icons.
I shouldn't have used that glory.
well,
that is
hey. Well, funnily enough, if you got 6 icons was actually the 6. So the difficulty was 5
wait,
left.
that's
Sixth
weird.
one.
It didn't roll with the extra die.
Oh, whoops.
We keep the glory.
You know what? I like you guys. Keep your glory.
Aw, thank you.
You.
Barris, you grip both the consoles, lean forward, and arc the ship. Just as you see point defense batteries come online, and on the side of those massive defense platforms, several small turrets come sort of jut out and sort of track, looking for targets all around the void. But as you dive in, you can see them all clearly track you and target you, but recognize you are far too close to the station, and they can't fire. You dive down along the cathedral, coming so close you all can see barely into the windows, the ferroglass on the outside of the cathedrals, as you weave through spire after spire, coming just under the way station. And then just as you get close enough, you arc and peel, and the ship that is already inverted comes up, and rather than trying to arc up this way, you know you're better off literally arcing downward, fully looping and thrusting straight up into the bay as you come past it. It's a difficult maneuver. It's gonna make someone throw up if they were a regular human and you're not prepared for it. I need one more piloting check, boss. Let's do it. This would be the great time to use that help, by the way.
Mhm.
Zad, would you kindly lend me a hand?
Yeah.
Alright, so 6 bonus die on this.
Gonna start reciting the battle prayer
Pilot
of the
sutra.
Roritas.
Aria, you start reciting the grand litany of Saint Africanus, who was known to have been an Imperial fleet admiral in his life before sainthood. And you start reciting his prayer of glorious void battle and of bringing the fight to the enemies of the Imperium, even in the dark blackness of space. It is a glorious hymn of beautiful battle, of the void exploding in starshine and the Emperor's glorious light. Barris, what you got for me?
I have got, oh boy, nothing on the wrath die, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 icons.
I needed 8, buddy. I needed 8.
So we can shift some of the extras.
Oh yeah, we have,
Please,
There's
go ahead.
yeah.
Improve speed, improve quality. I mean, gaining information might not help here, but
You can also just shift them for a glory point.
you can just shift.
If you wanted to.
You can always shift any. It has to be the exalted icons though.
Yeah, so we can only shift
if
one
you,
of those.
You can do shift one of them to get an extra point of glory.
I'll do that.
More in glory, friends. As you
Still
start
leaves us
to
with 9.
Barris, you hit the RTF thrusters, arcing all of them in one solid direction. The ship begins to pivot on a nasty invert, straight forward. You all feel yourselves lurch, even in the void of space. Aria, you almost have to stop your prayer as you put both hands out as far as you can. Zakiel, you grip the back of the throne so tight you can feel your hand begin to crack the plasteel and iron of it. Barris, you throw it as hard as you can. The ship is arcing in space, and as you begin to sail towards what looks like, honestly, out into either the void of space or that far too dense cluster of asteroids you can see yourselves flying towards, Aria, you suddenly find yourself remembering the reason why St. Astracanus became a saint, which was that she died in the void of space after a horrible accident and when her ship exploding with no hands surviving. It is then that with a final lurch of effort, Zadkiel, you bring your hand forward and grip the piloting throne along with Barris and pull so hard you almost smash it into the forward console. The ship lurches under your combined effort, comes around so that it is now angling in reverse upside down at the bay, and with the engines firing full power, you rocket straight forward, canceling out all of your velocity to move in a completely new direction. You then rapidly have to spin the craft to align yourselves properly to actually land in the bay and not scrape all your faces off.
Oh,
But you fucking do so. You are able to bring the gear up at the absolute last second, so much so that as you are spinning, they literally scrape the ground and you skid, tearing up steel and plastic, sending equipment and, well, who knows what else, flying as you all slide into a stale, stagnant, and quiet hangar bay. Incredible job, my friends.
well, there's my contribution.
Your work is not yet done, friend.
Yes. Well done. Well done. You watch as like Aria. You probably can't see behind the helmet, but Aria's rapidly swallowing to prevent from throwing up in her own helmet.
Lara, for her part, just kind of comes up behind you from the other side of the command throne, Varys, and sort of gingerly pats your shoulder twice. You can tell without words, it's very much a wonderful job, and also let's never do that again, please, ever. Nonetheless, the Arvis lighter is down. With a single flick of a button, you can bring down the landing ramp and head yourselves out from the sort of arcing bay under the command throne, out into the bay, which you're pretty certain definitely isn't void sealed, given that you just, slid directly into it. But once you're through there, well, who knows? Friends, I'm gonna leave it up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, they probably know we're here now.
It's a possibility, but those could have been automated as well. That all being said, they do not know our plan and intent. That is what we must guard now. Keep all communications to a minimum. And you mentioned that the kind of idea right now is that we don't know if the actual hangar is void sealed at the moment.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you're almost certain it's not, given that, the bay is open and you just flew into it.
Mm-hmm. Protocol then would probably... Would it be possible for someone to activate and close the bay from within the hangar?
You would have to get out and search the bay to see if you can find a control terminal of some kind. While looking around, you can definitely see what looks to be a ready room for likely pilots or other people who are sending out craft from this bay. You can see ferroglass in a sort of arcing dome or half dome up to the ceiling, off to your right. You're pretty certain if you can get into that room, you could definitely seal the bay. That is to say, if the rest of the ship isn't already sealed. Aria, you could also, once you get your map online, find out where the nearest control to seal the void shields is, because there's likely an emergency override in the bay. There probably would be.
For the moment, though, we should kill health
Power.
systems, kill the power, and regulate our atmospheric pressure to that of the void.
On it.
It'd be a terrible waste
You
of
already
your
have your
skill
suits
to-
on?
Yeah, exactly. No, it would be a terrible waste of your
Mhm.
skill to immediately launch us all back out into space.
And with that, you're saying
I've
that
had
does that
bad
feel
days.
as behind your massive armored form, you can see light pouring as the bay opens to the void of space, and pressure begins to sort of hiss out as the ship powers down, coming to a full stop and stopping its rumble. Meaning, I should stop the ship engine rumble sounds I got playing right now, huh? You all find yourselves exposed once again to the quiet and cold void of space. And as you are looking outside of the bay, you can definitely already see a massive throw switch just to the side of the just off to the side of like where the entrance to the bay is, which would be an ability to seal the bay.
Right.
Any volunteers?
I'll lead the way. Yeah.
Very well. The Aria is going to go ahead and keep scrolling through the data pad well. Maybe taking a glance around. Is there anything interesting in this docking bay? Like any other ships besides ours?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Aria, could you quickly give me an awareness or perception roll? This is not for what's in the bay. Don't worry. This is you will see what's in the bay regardless.
Something that I am absolutely terrible at. I do not have any perception, so it's just awareness. I have a flat 3 skill in this. Oh, but I managed to get a 6 on the wrath die and a 6, so that's 4 icons and another glory.
Yeah, well, a single wrath failure or complication. Yeah, great job, friends. So, as you look around the bay, Aria, you don't immediately see any ships or shuttles in the bay immediately. In fact, you do maybe see like one small craft in the bay, but given that you can see one of its engines like disattached and off to the side, you wager it's either been rendered and unable to be operable or was being repaired before the station went down. However, you maybe didn't notice it immediately when you were in the middle of your litany prayers, but you're thinking about it now. And as you were making that hurtling dive, that inverted loop you all did to get in the bay, you're certain you saw connected to docking collars under the station a few large bulk freighters, maybe 2 or 3.
Connected under the docks.
Mm-hmm. And for context, so since that might not make sense to anybody present, these freighters are civilian-class small shuttles meant to move supplies clearly between the drop shuttle or the station and the planet, and or possibly to other stations off the planet. So they're definitely capable of long-term flight in the outside of the atmosphere. Each of them is bulky, much bigger than the Arbiter you all took here. You wager that each of them could probably hold easily a couple, maybe like about 100 or 200 tons of cargo, depending on you don't know what's in them if they have anything loaded in them or not. But you also don't know how many kidnapping victims there are in total, although you do have the list available to you. You're certain you could definitely fit a good chunk of people in at least one of those cargo ships. Now, again, you don't know if there were like 2 or 3. You didn't get a perfect glance, but you're certain you can definitely get a good chunk of people out on at least one of them.
Well, seems that we have at least. I could have sworn I saw 2 or 3 bulk freighters attached to the docking bay.
Makes sense for this installation this size. Very likely it's a good way for us to get off with any hostages we can rescue.
Assuming those freighters are empty.
We can
Should we
empty
check?
them ourselves. Perhaps best to ensure that our rear is protected before heading further into the station. But yeah, I guess.
Regardless of whether this shuttle or not is operable.
I guess the plan is then to get out into the hangar and find a way to get access to those freighters.
Alright.
That's good.
Aria, you get a resounding hum from your data panel as the light turns back to green, indicating it's finished its cycling and found schematics of the astropathic way station. You are now all in. As you all go to take a look at that and find out where you are, get your bearings, discover where to go, start making your way towards rescuing people, let's give ourselves the briefest bit of a break to recuperate, reset, and refigure out what we're doing for next. Friends, we'll be right back. Touch not that dial nor that browser, for the Emperor's vigilance is eternal and his eyes are always upon thee. We'll be right back in a few minutes with more mystery, drama, and maybe some combat. Who knows? See you in a little bit. Bye-bye. And we return to the scene of the quiet of the void. The hangar, its doors massive and lumbering on grinding gears, slowly sealing themselves as they whir to a close with a final grinding crunch. Lights held in skulls, because it's the Imperium, of course, above the hangar bay go from a red to a soft blue, indicating that they are slowly receiving pressure. And above them, you can see vents hissing out, clearly an unfiltered, recycled, probably nasty smelling air. It's not a luxury establishment, friends. Nonetheless, the bay is pressurizing itself. As this is happening, Aria, you are getting a full map of the way station. You are seeing that you are in one of the two primary landing bays. Of the 5 protrusions away from the main structure of the way station, this one and the one next to it are used for that purpose, for smaller craft that dock inside of the way station. Of the other 3, you have a sensors and communications node where communication and sensors are monitored. You have a cargo hold, which is where important stuff relative to the personnel and people staying and living on the station are kept. And you have a quarters, which is usually where the people who watch the astropaths, maintain the station, and stuff like that, everyone but the astropaths themselves are usually kept. In the spire below, you mostly have connecting chambers and hallways. You have the reactor drive core, the engineering section, and also the umbilicals, which are what the those ships you saw are docked to, meant to transfer cargo over to them and also to have personnel get onto those ships. The main dome is the massive command module, which contains really only 2 important places. 1, the command chamber and center for the entirety of the station, and 2, the astropathic choir, the massive chamber with its rows of lines, corridors, which held individual cells wherein the astropaths themselves are held. You have seen much larger ones on stations for much more important planets. As it were, you wager this station aboard Kata 2 can still hold dozens of astropaths. Or could. You have no idea who's in there now, if anybody. With that said, I should have probably passed that over. As you are all exiting, you can see there is an entrance and exit to either side of the bay, which clearly leads into a chambers, which is head in towards the main structure, and it's between the 5 extruding modules and the main dome, as it were. If you're planning to head towards those cargo ships, those lighters you saw, you want to head inward and then down the main lift shafts and shuttles towards the umbilicals underwards. However, you also don't know where the kidnapping victims are being kept. And in fact, the person who could probably best tell you that is currently mute. Nonetheless, the scene passes to you all. What should you do, friends? What's the game plan?
did mention wanting to go make sure that the freighters were clear. So I think that's still in the cards for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll begin looking for access to the umbilicals.
Aria, I'll save you time. With your map, you are perfectly aware that you can move through several chambers and hallways through the main passageways from this extrusion into the main chamber, which can find you the main lift shafts, which you can either, call the lift if you want to use the primary lift. There are secondary lifts you can use for service on the sort of outer ring. And on the sort of final ring, there are sort of jet brief tubes, long ladders that can be used all the way down for emergencies. You are, however, going the equivalent of dozens of stories down. So taking the ladders, good luck.
So I think Ari is just going to point out on the data pad, and well, we can head down towards the main chamber and take the primary lift, or secondary lifts. I'm not sure how well monitored these lifts are, though. There is a sensor and communications node nearby.
If we want to avoid being detected, communications might be a good first place to hit.
I agree. Preventing them from alerting the rest of the station to our entry would be very beneficial.
Well, if plans to move for comms, then Aria, you can easily point out the way and notice that there is a large bay door you can open and head through, which will start taking you further into the station sort of belly, as it were. You all can open that door easily and find yourselves in a dim sort of low set of hallways. They're wide enough that the three of you could easily move, side by side with a fair bit of space to move. And as you're moving through, you're recognizing this place is not very well kept. You can see crates and containers and displaced wall panels and other sort of things that have been piled and stacked up in places all over the floor of this place. It's not like bedlam as if someone just tore through this place, but there was definitely signs of a battle. You could see impact marks on the wall in certain places and still dried blood in others. But there's definitely an effort that whoever took this place, whoever captured it, clearly isn't trying to run it in tip-top shape. Nonetheless, lumen globes illuminate the hallway about maybe 30 feet separated, leaving the whole place in a sort of dim, off yellow lighting. It's very, very dark, and there's only scarce lighting every sort of 30 or 40 feet ahead of you. But enough that you can definitely still see without having to turn on lights or anything like that, unless you outright want to. It is also deathly quiet. What's the play, friends?
Move forward. Maintain silence unless absolutely necessary. If you hear anything, alert the team, but do not use your own voice if possible. And I'll take point.
Zephiel, you step forward, weapon in hand, armor bootsteps crunching sort of not hard on the floor, but definitely making a notable impact as you step. One try to perfect another through the hallways. You take a turn right after about maybe 60 or so feet of traveling as a group. You travel inward, maybe another 20 or 30 feet, and then start to find yourself in an even larger hallway, ceiling rising to a good 10, 15 feet high above you. And in fact, no, I'd say even more than that, maybe 20, 25 feet above you. And the hallway is so wide that you can see gantries, elevated sort of walkways on either side of the hallway, leading to other passageways to other rooms and quarters. You don't see anyone in them as you start to look. The lumen globe's still low enough that you can see just barely enough of everything there. The hallway is still littered with crates, containers, plasteel cargo cubes, other things just sort of thrown about the place. Otherwise, it is still as quiet as everywhere else on the station. It's almost like there's no one here.
I'd like, while we're proceeding, I do want to be keeping a very vigilant eye out for any movement or stimuli, because there's no fucking way
Awareness
this is-
roll, please.
Alright, cool.
Should we all make one, or like a passive
I'd allow that,
perception?
absolutely.
Or...
I'd allow a regular awareness roll.
That is 3 total, with a 5 on the wrath die.
Got it.
Ooh, there you go.
That'd be 4 icons for me.
Got it.
2 on the rat, or 3 on the rat die, but not important.
Yes. Well, okay. This is not going to go very well, is this? Not for Aria. Just a 1 icon. But hey. You're muted.
Zadkiel, you sweep forward, stepping left and right, weapon high. Remind me what your primary weapon is now. You've upgraded since our last episode. Remind me in the
I
audience.
have. It is a plasma gun. So the soft blue thrum coils and lightly illuminates the area around us.
Absolutely. You step forward, the glow of your plasma gun slowly heating and lighting the area around you just a bit more than the lumen glows ahead of you. You look left, up, down, right, up, down, and notice nothing in the movement. The lumen globes are clearly half powered. Illumination systems clearly aren't fully online here, as every few moments you can see them flicker just a little bit. Zakiel, you got how many icons on your awareness roll?
Oh, I have 3.
And Barris, how many was you?
I got 4.
As you're moving, and Aria, you got much less than that. Aria, you don't see anything. You're just weapon ready, staring, following Zakiel, sort of keeping your eyes up and sweeping around you. Barris, you hear something clatter off to your left. Coming from, you can see a sort of open, hanging door with its auto door only half open. It's something clatters from inside whatever room that door leads to. Barris hears it first.
Barris turns towards the door that the sound came from. Training his weapon on it, just in case.
It's dark in there. Too dark to see anything immediately.
Can I use some of my equipment then? So the door's open.
Yep.
All right. I have price sense goggles, which means I can ignore penalties to any tests due to visual conditions, including darkness.
Oh, perfect. Well, that does help you out a lot here, actually.
I have
So-
low light vision.
I know, you're good. So, as you look into this sort of room here, you can see that it looks like a small sort of supply side room. It's got some rows of beige as you kind of sweep your goggles around, seeing into the room briefly as you kind of like peer across it. In the doorway, you don't see anything. You think you see a hint of movement in the corner of the room by some of the shelves.
I try to silently as I can, like, motion to Zed and Aria, like, something's moving. Something's moving.
To hold up a hand, and then via hand signals is going to motion at least to Aria. I'm not sure how much.
Sorry, can we assume that we are at least coordinated enough that we can, like, communicate effectively via hand signals?
You have a battle can. I'll allow it. No question.
Cool. I'm going to motion that I can take the lead, and then Arya come behind me. Varys watch the door and stay in cover. But like stack up and then follow through.
Will do.
And
Uh,
I was give it a count 3, 1, and then heading.
before you say anything, you're at the auto door, Zadkiel. You stop at the door. 3, 2, 1. A teal armored hand reaches out of the darkness, grabs your gorget, and pulls you into the room. The auto door slams shut behind you.
That's very rude of him.
In the room, Zadkiel, it takes a moment for your helmet's auto sensors to adjust to the complete darkness with no more lumen globes. It does not take you long to notice the twin pair of red eyes in the darkness. They speak one after the other. Hello, cousin. Outside, as the door slams, Aria and Barris, you look at each other for a half second, thinking how you're going to respond. When Barris, as you look over to Aria, you see a pair of bright red, glowing eyes in the shadows hanging off of the gantry behind her. And Aria, you see another peeking over the gantry behind Barris. A large, armored, teal figure. A massive humanoid figure. An armor that looks like the gleaming yellow plate of Astartes armor that Zadkiel wears, but different. More ancient, more twisted, more corrupted by the shadows. You notice, each of you, a pair of Astartes, heretic Astartes, chasing down all of you. Friends, if you hadn't figured it out by now, let's get a little combat-y, shall we?
We must.
So, I'll establish the scene for you all. Varys and Arya, you are in the middle of a long hallway. It is massive, open, and wide enough that you can kind of, there's maybe about, I'd say 5 or so, maybe 6 meters of hallway, left to right, large hallway. It goes about 20 meters up, and about halfway to that point, there are gantries. So about 11 or so meters up, there are gantries. Both Astartes are on that gantry, one hanging sort of off of one, and the other already sort of standing on it with their bolter raised. Each of them is roughly, I'm gonna say maybe about 15 or so meters from each of you on either side. Zadkiel, you are enclosed in a supply room with much tighter quarters. This room is maybe 3 meters either side. There are also 2 Astartes here in the darkness with you, in either corner, weapons ready to sort of bear down on you and outnumber you. This is the part where I was going to spend a ruin if I had one to let myself go first in combat and really fuck you guys over, but I can't do that, so I took you guys failing the awareness check as enough of it. So who wants to go first?
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Be our guest. You're behind a door.
Exactly. It's cramped quarters, and the one who pulled me in, did I get like pulled in and like he's now but with the door behind him?
No, so the door is still sort of to your back. He pulled you in and kind of pressed you against the side wall on the other side of the door. He is, however, still harrying you. You can see that he has a bolter kind of like tucked in like his hand, kind of like he's like gripping the foregrip of the bolter in his hand and pressing that into you. And his left, he has a combat knife ready. So you're currently engaged in melee.
Oh, okay. In that case, I would love to go first and respond as the sound of a revving engine and chain blades will light in the dark. I do have blind fighter, so it doesn't matter what the light conditions are here.
That's good to me.
And just making sure This is damage value, so we are good there. We'll worry about that later. I am going to make my initial roll here. Okay. That's 1 on the Wrath die, but a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 icons.
That's a 1 ruin for me, and you have certainly passed his defense. Make your damage roll.
Okay. Is it possible to shift any of those? What's the number of icons? It's 7 with 2 6s.
Then you can shift it. Then yes, his defense is 4.
Okay, so
You can shift one of those exalted icons.
I was gonna say I can shift 1. All right, I am.
Oh,
I'll roll
give me your
damage.
complication though.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give you that after you make your damage roll. Go make your damage
Okay. I'll do this. It is brutal, so it's going to be a little different. In addition, adding my rank, so actually I need to total damage value. Okay, cool. So because this is brutal, that is 2, 3, 5. Yeah, that is going to be 5 plus 2 for 7 damage. 7 damage total, and then shifting. Where'd you go? Shifting rules. I want to make sure I get this right. I probably scrolled too far down. There it is. Shifting.
It's an extra die. So you roll another die. It's an extra die.
Okay, I'll roll. Yeah, I'll add. Well, I can increase my dice pool, or. Oh wait, duh. Shifting for extra damage. Add 1 extra die. Duh. So I will do that.
So we're at 7 ED so far. Go ahead and roll that.
So I got 1 more D6. Ugh. Okay, that's not gonna do any extra damage. So it's still 7.
So 7 plus your base damage for your chainsword.
Oh, sorry, I got this info from my chainsword out of the way. 6. So a total of 13.
13 is good. It will pass his resilience.
Yeah.
And shave off some wounds as you bring your chainsword up and sort of bite into the armor, cleaving off some of the plating and making him sort of step back. He, as he steps back, brings his bolter down and smashes the butt into the hand that was holding your plasma gun. As you use your other hand to bring your chainsword up, your grip was loose. He knocked your plasma gun out of your hand and it kicked it to the side. Your plasma gun is on the other side of the room now.
Okay, fun. A little side objective to this murder.
He's gonna hit you back now since it's my turn. In fact, let's got anything else.
Actually, I was gonna ask the group, can I use a glory point really quick to seize the initiative?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd like.
Glory used. Initiative seized. Attack again.
I'd love to. Here we go. And let me make sure I am doing this completely correct, because I do have some options. Oh, did I see any blood? It's another Astartes, so I figure there's not a lot of bleeding going on.
Not yet.
All right, just want to make sure. And then my attack options. Cool. Yeah, I want all out attack just yet. Keeping calm until I know what they're actually rolling with. Let's give it a good old-fashioned roll. Oh boy. Okay.
What you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 icons.
That's their defense of 4.
That's the defense of 4,
5.
and I can shift. That means I'll shift 2. I'll give 1 to the glory point and 1 for extra damage. So give
glory, 1 for extra damage, full damage.
All right. I should have added 1 to the extra damage mod, but let me do that now really quick. So, I'm sorry, I have to do math, but that's really good roll. 6, 4, 4, 6. So that is going to be
super good.
Yeah, that's all damage. So 1, 2, 6.
6 plus your
7 with the extra damage die I rolled. Plus 2 from my rank, so 9. Plus 6 for 15 damage.
15 damage absolutely passes resilience and deals another grouping of damage, which he'll just take. You bring the chainsword up, slash through, he steps back, and even though you lose your plasma gun, you grip the chainsword in both hands and immediately come through for a follow-up strike. tearing across the middle of the torso. You can ceramite and servos and see muscle and see gear working and see gears spinning out sparks of electricity. And he steps back and sort of you can hear him curse in a language you don't understand.
Are you so far gone you don't even speak the Emperor's tongue?
I was there when it was written.
Then you have lived a long life, and I shall feel no shame in ending it here.
Gold words for thin blood. And he'll swing back at you now. Remind me again, that was how much damage in total last time?
So, we just did 15 and 13 for a total of 28.
Okay. So 13 will take him down by 1. 15 will take him down by 3 more. Cool, got it. He'll swing back at you now, coming close and drawing up a combat knife and moving like he's trying to move towards your flank. Here comes his attack. Did that roll? Tell me that roll.
I did roll.
Sweet.
Looks like...
Ooh, I got my own wrap complication there. And I didn't make it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 icons unless there's anything else.
3 icons is not enough. Not gonna do it. As he'll bring his combat blade up and try to jab at you. It eats in your chainsword and is still revving. You can see it literally tearing away the blade as you kind of hold it up against your chainsword, trying to leverage the much smaller blade against you. I'm going to gain a ruin as the experience have the Architect of Ruin ability. So whenever they activate their turn, I gain 1 ruin.
Oh, jeez.
So I have 2 ruin now, which I'm just gonna hold on to, and I'll end this turn. Back over to you all. Boris, Aria, outside, you are facing down 2 Heretic Astartes. Any words to say before, well, you take off into the fight?
Well, Aria has nothing to say beyond, if you don't mind, Boris. She's going to raise her shield first and then push Boris down soon.
You push
Boris
Boris
was just
into
gonna,
little
like-
snapshots of bolters. Go ahead.
Oh, Barris was just gonna try and signal like behind you.
Oh, the moment Aria pulls the shield around to Barris, snapshots from a bolter round crack at your feet, Aria, and you immediately bring that shield around and recognize we're surrounded.
There's no, yep. Oh, that's joyous. Tis joyous. Alright. Alright. Not much space. Wonderful.
Oh, you got plenty of space. You've got like, it's about maybe a good 5 or 6 meters to the other side of the hallway, and they're down the hallways a good 15 or so meters on either side. So they're at some range.
Yeah. That's kind of the problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We better close the distance. Fuck off.
I'd rather not get separated from. I'd rather not separate. All right then. Can I hold? I think I'm gonna hold my action to move with Boris if he does.
All right.
Okay.
So you're holding your action? Cool. Then I'll swing over to another one of my guys next. The one that is hanging down from the gantry, the one that was behind you, Aria, will let go and drop down a heavy thud as it lands with armored boots on the ground and brings up a large rifle. You would recognize it as you've heard its thunderous roar before. That's a bolter. The one like Zadkiel used to have. And as he walks forward, you can hear over a corrupted box grill, "Die, cowards." And he will fire at you, Aria, with that bolt gun. Here comes the roll. Is a grand total of... It's actually going to be a 5. I got 6 in the rat die. Yeah, that's 5 icons. Pass your defense. Or meet it.
It's not.
Oh, what's your defense right now?
With a shield, 6.
Well.
Nice.
Isn't that nice? I'm going to take my ruin and I'm going to go ahead and actually spend my ruin to seize the initiative and have him go again. I so spend his movement to keep charging down at you, closing distance to about, let's say, maybe like 8 or so meters. He's going to take his turn again, dash at you to get even closer, and now at short range, he's going to bring that bolter up and fire at short range using his rapid fire. He's also going to, I'm going to spend another ruin of mine, so I'm back down to 1 ruin, in case you were curious. He's going to activate his ability, Veteran of the Long War. He's going to add the game's tier as extra dice to all attacks he makes this round. So first, he's gonna, make the attack first. Let's do that first. Bolt gun. Yep, there we go. Here it comes.
Oh, jeez.
8 icons.
Eight is pretty good. That's a bolter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, do I spend my 2 faith and just force it to miss or no?
Up to you. Let's call.
Call is. Damn it, we let it hit. I don't want to. I don't want to slam into Barris.
All right, then let me roll the damage. Sorry, I'm remembering how to press buttons here. Excuse me. I need to add some extra dice here, as he's going to add +2 extra dice for rapid firing at short range. He's going to add another 3 more for the game's tier because of Veteran of the Long War. So here comes that. These are also all brutal dice, so they're going to scale a little bit differently in the same way that Turks do. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 2 is going to give me nothing. 6, 7, 8, 9, plus his base dice, damage dice of 10, for a great total of 19 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll determination.
That's a great call.
Cool. 4 with an icon. Although I think it'll max 4, so that's.
Yeah. So you're going to take
shock.
4 of that away.
Yeah.
You're going to take 4 shock instead. What's your resilience right now?
15.
So 19 minus 15 is 4. Oh yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So you soaked it all. So you bring that shield up, and you can feel bolter rounds literally slamming at a rapid pace into your shield. Your arm begins to feel that pressure as it cracks and slams into you. This person is literally stepping on a crate, coming up over you, and spiraling that bolter down into you. Barris, you're the only person left to act this round. You can see an Astartes literally dashing and now basically on top of Aria, firing a bolter rapid fire directly down into her shield. And she's holding for now, but you can see her arm shake just a little bit.
Okay. How far is the guy charging us now? Like, how far is he away from us?
I want to say he's maybe 2, 3. He's about 4 meters max from you. Assuming Aria's right in front of you, he's maybe 2 or 3 meters from you now.
All right. Then I think I will. All right. I will aim at. I will take aim at the heretic from where I am with my stub cannon.
Got it.
And I will. How do called shots work again? It's.
Oh, I just had this up. Called shots.
Same.
Targeting
It's
opponents.
like
You can make an attack, a called shot by declaring a target such as a gap in the armor. Your attack suffers a DN penalty depending on the size of the target, based on the called shot table on the next page. Called shots. If it's a medium target, DN penalty is 1. Small, hand or eye is 2. Tiny and isolate or armor joint, it's a DN penalty of 3. But the more difficult DN penalty you have, the extra damage dice you add.
Okay.
Yeah, so just you can tell me what you're aiming for, and I'll determine what the size is.
I guess I'll aim for the arm holding the gun, which I think is a
All right,
medium
that's a
target.
yeah, that's
Okay.
medium, I'd say. No question.
So the called shot is extra damage dice, and aiming is an extra dice to the test, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now, because I have, I have the quirk Dead Shot. If I take the aim action and make a called shot, I double the bonus dice I receive.
Well, there you go.
So I get 2 bonus dice for aiming.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I get an extra 1 because I'm at close range.
Alrighty.
Just want to make sure.
Literal big iron on his hip type shit.
Hope this works. That.
What you got?
Um.
Oh, easily you fucking hit him, no question.
Oh, that actually, I think, didn't count the extra dice.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so with the it's a +1 difficulty extra, so he's 5 to hit. Yeah, you still got him already easily, no problem. If you want to roll the extra dice, go ahead so you can if you want to get your shifts on. But
Okay.
I'm taking my ruin point for you rolling that fucking wrath
Damn, I
complication.
was hoping you wouldn't notice that.
No, fuck you.
Alright, and then 3 extra d6. Oh shit. I will take a shift then. Because I get
Yeah, you sure
I
will.
got 1 exalted icon.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I guess I'll put that in the glory pool. And then
We are up to
I
3
get-
glory now, friends.
That's actually back to 4.
Alright,
Oh
and
shit!
then
We had 4.
We had 4. We had 4. Turk spent 1, then put it right back, and then
When did y'all have 4?
I've been keeping track. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
We have
Sorry.
3.
Sorry. It went from 3 to 4, and then nobody spent any, so actually we're at 5.
God damn it! All right, fine.
Alright. And then I believe that gives me 2 bonus dice for the
Yep.
called shot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how I do.
Make it happen, boss.
Wait, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Damage rating is
Uh,
9.
No, that's the base. The damage rating is just
Oh,
a base
okay.
number just by default, and then it does these as extra. So with the icon, that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so that's 4 icons.
Yes. So that's 4 bonus damage plus the 9 for a total of 13 damage.
Yes.
13 is enough to actually do some damage to him.
Oh, wait. I forgot. I also have brutal.
Oh. Well,
All right.
okay. So that's actually 1, 2,
So
3,
that
4,
is-
5, 6. That's 6 plus the 9 for a grand total of 15 damage, which will take him down a little bit more than the 1 damage you just did to him.
That's 2. Yes, that's 2 plus. Yeah, 6 bonus damage.
Yeah, no, okay, cool. Got it. Once I know where numbers are on my dice, holy shit. There we go. I got it. Awesome. So you aim your hand cannon, fire off, and put a bolt straight through the joint in the arm. You'll hear again another kind of one of those like curses over the Fox Pro. He'll roll his shoulder and then raise it again like he's about to keep firing. You clearly definitely dealt some damage to him though, no question.
Alright.
Barrett, do you want to move? That'll allow Aria to move as well if you want.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Is there
I have-
anywhere we can? Whoa. Is there anywhere we can move to that would give us cover?
Yes, easily. I'm keeping this battlefield is variable. If you say you want to take your move to move into cover, then you can take your full move and move into somewhere where there's cover.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Alright. And Arya's gonna move with you, with, I guess,
I'm
like,
gonna
holding
roll
the shield up.
d6. On a highs, you get full cover. Lows, you get half cover. 2, you guys get half cover. So you get a +1 to the resilience.
Shit. All right.
However, I'll say that next round if you want to move from half cover to full cover, I'll say you can easily just do that without me rolling and see what kind of cover you move into. As you move to a position that's more safe than where you already are. So, Aria, you still have an action you held since Barris moved. What do you want to do now that Barris moved?
Okay. So, Varys has moved. I think. So originally, I think what I was going to do was move with him and provide cover.
Mm-hmm.
Like close to, pretty close, right?
The one of them is pretty close to you now. The other one's like he said he's about to close in. Yes.
Ah, damn. All right, cool. Close in then. On a scale of 1 to 10, how terrible would it be if I tried to grapple him?
I mean, you are a regular human, and
And
he
that's
is
an Astartes.
an Astartes.
Alright.
It wouldn't be impossible. And that's up to you, boss. What's the
You know what? Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to, I think, fall back as a move.
Okay, absolutely.
To over to where Baris is, and then I'm going to I'm gonna go ahead and roll full defense. Can I act as since Baris is in half cover? Can I act as partial cover for him? Give him full cover.
Sure. So, Boris, you have full cover, and Aria, you have half cover now.
All right, and then full defense is what is it? Roll initiative, add as defense +1.
Yep. So roll your initiative, and you'll add those icons to your defense +1.
Got it. Okay, so I only got 1, but that's +2 to my defense, which is pretty good.
All right, that's your defense 8 now. So, the other one down the hallway is going to go now, and then suddenly we can slide back into the other scenes. The other one is going to remain where he is on the balcony and start engaging in walking fires. He's going to walk in the balcony. He's not spray firing. He's taking very, very pinpoint, accurate shots directly at still at you, Aria, as you are the most obvious target at current. So let's make that roll against your defense, shall we? That's the wrong stat block. It's this one is what I need. Let's see. He is going to aim with a half action, so he'll get some extra bonus die, because he'll need it. And here he goes. Hey, I got an 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 if you count.
I also get a, what is it? I get +1 defense if half more characters, so that's actually 9 defense.
Well, all right. Well, he still passed you there.
That's fair.
So I'll go ahead and roll my damage now as he pours that bolter fire into you. I did not activate what's it called? The Veteran of the Long War this turn, so you won't have the bonus damage die this time. Or the rapid fire bonus, because he's not in close range yet. So there's the damage roll. Oh, I didn't get any of my... Why did I only roll 1 dice? Oh yeah, I only have one damage die. So it's going to only deal a grand total of... what's that? Yes, it is brutal.
So that's 1 extra damage.
Yep. So only 11 total damage.
Which is going to do nothing.
Cool. As he will just turn and pour that bolter into you, I am going to... I won't spend a ruin for now. He'll just kind of keep moving down the balcony and putting fire on you. You can hear him clearly. You guys can hear the Vox click a couple of times, indicating these two are clearly talking and communicating and coordinating their movements. With that said, we'll slide through a cargo bay door to the other one who's in the room with you, Zadkiel, who is not engaged with you in melee, and thus will turn and sort of just open fire on you with his bolt gun, if that's okay with you, boss.
Well, as long as he's firing into melee.
He is firing into melee. I gotta remember how that works. Give me 30 seconds.
Basically, if you have a difficulty that it becomes, you could hit anybody.
Ah, yeah, fair enough. Well, then I'm just gonna roll it.
get a 1 on the
I
wrath.
should have aimed for a bonus die there. Let's see. That's fine.
You sure you have enough sixes
No,
there?
I think I'm good. No,
You sure?
I think I'm good,
Let's
boss.
see. 1, 2, 3,
Sixes.
4, 5, 6, 7 sixes on that roll for anyone who can't see it, chat.
Plus the
Oh,
wrath die
good.
critical. Oh, okay, awesome. Oh, wow, that's great. Thanks for
Oh,
that.
so we get a glory, right?
Well, you might want it for this because he's at short range. He's also I should have spent my ruin to go ahead and pop veteran of the Long War. You'll hear him mutter under his breath, inspiring, "Death, death to the false emperor." And there's that should have rolled with more bonus die. Sorry about that. Let me fix that.
You only
Oh, I
rolled
think it's
There we
fine the
go.
way it
million
is.
sixes
Wait,
on the first
no, it's-
one.
It's only
Oh, but you
rolling
could-
with one die, and it shouldn't do that. I'm gonna fix that. Give me a second. Oh, hold on. I got it. I put them in the wrong thing. That's on me. I'm sorry. This character sheet's a little bit fucky. I'm sorry, audience. I'm slowing things down. That's on me. There we go. It's got brutal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus the base damage die of 10 for a grand total of 19.
Yeah, it's gonna bypass my
Damage.
resilience a little bit.
Cool. By how much?
8.
Cool. Would you like to roll shock?
Where's my shock?
That's the I believe the button is either roll determination or soak damage stuff.
Oh, I have determination. Here we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I'm gonna use one of
Oof.
my wrath to reroll that completely.
Absolutely.
What?
That's not what you're looking for.
Wait, I just clicked the same thing. What the heck? Okay, there we go. So 2.
Yes, so you will absorb 2 of that, so you will take 6 wounds.
Okay, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
As he turns and opens that bolter up, you were able to put your arm up and sort of deflect away from some of the worst parts of it. But you'll see a bolt round smash into the eye lens of the helmet you have and crack it. And as you bring your arm down, you can see your screens light up with blink clicks indicators that you have suffered some internal damage as it's punctured through.
I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Bringing us back to the top of the round. Zadkiel, I think we deserve to let you do your thing, yeah?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Just mark down that, and I'm going to continue to engage in combat, but I'd love to try and like shift around to put this guy's body between. I'd like to put his body between myself and my ranged foe.
Roll me d6 real quick, just a single d6.
Okay.
Oof!
6.
I rolled
Nice.
a 1. You do it. You sort of like juke, kind of step sideways and step in and then fade back out. You're able to kind of trick Scout the combat knife. As again, he's still carrying your cane sword with the blade of his combat knife.
Mhm.
You ping the combat knife off and he has stepped back some, letting you shift in, which now actually also, funnily enough, puts you back towards the door. So you now have the door directly at your back again, and him sort of in between you and the other guy.
Okay. Cool. I'll move in to attack, and I will remember that I can re-roll up to 2 dice on an aim. Well, actually, I can re-roll 4 because now we went up a little bit. So I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 9. So I'll re-roll literally the other 4 that failed and see if we can't get a little bit more.
There you go.
So I get 1 more, so 10, and there's still
And I got absolutely past his defense.
okay, and it's still like a 4, so I can shift. I can shift my stuff down. I'll shift both of those down. I really need him to die. So I think what I am going to do is shift for 2 for extra damage because I want him dead.
All right.
And here is that damage roll. Okay, so that is still brutal. Let me throw 2 more d6 here. which are a lot better.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 2 for 10, plus my base damage. Where's my? I just had this 6.
Almost 6.
So it's only a chain sword.
Armor piercing, by the way.
Oh wait, base DR. Wait. Plus my adjusted strength. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb.
Yeah, your strength.
I haven't been adding my strength this whole time.
Oh, whoops. Yeah. So what is that?
14. So it's 24, and I mean, we don't have to do this in retroactiveness, because I guess we could say I was focused more on maneuvering and lightly chopping, but that is that would be. I'm really good at math, everybody. Don't time this. 16 extra damage that should have gone into him.
Yeah. Well, adjusted strength 14. Wow, that's insane.
Well
done.
With its base DR plus adjusted strength.
Oh, okay.
For
so
a
yeah,
total
so
of 14. Yeah.
Okay, so great total of how much damage again?
24.
24. Yikes! I'm gonna need to spend a ruin and hope for the best. Hiya! Give me something
That
good, dice.
pretty good.
That's not bad. That's 4 icons for you.
No. Let's see. You would have done 12 damage to me. That's 4 less for 8 total. I'm still dead.
Whoa!
Whew!
They have 12 wounds. You took 4 off them last
3
time.
on 3 now.
You dealt 12 damage. Even if I take away 4 of that with shock, you still drop me to 0 with 8 wounds with 8 damage. Numbers are numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you kill this guy.
So it's a maneuver, like that creates a bit of an opening, and I think there's not even much of a moment there, because as the blade is whipped away and he takes a step to the side, this room is still like completely dark, right? Effectively, like he kind of flicks and makes sure as the final deflection of the knife away shot a spark into up into it towards his face, and in that brief moment, just rams into the oblique and wrenches up into however many hearts I can find. But if I could, I don't know if I need to spend a wrath to control the narrative here a little bit, because I will absolutely do this, but I want to pitch this to you, that I am going to now use this dead or rapidly dying body as cover.
Oh, I'm gonna give you that for free. Don't worry about it.
Cool. So, I also looked into seizing the initiative. I cannot take it for myself, but I can send it to one of my teammates. So if anyone wants to go first right now before they have a chance to retort.
Now'll be the time.
Because you can also go on your turn, I think. Or... Because I double check the rules here. But yeah, if you want to go, I'll bring us down to...
So do we get this in addition to our normal turn? Or is this our turn for the round?
See, that's what I need to double check. Combat, resolution, initiative order. Okay, seize the initiative. To have another agent act instead, this can only be done once before the threats take their turn. It doesn't say it takes your turn.
No, I'm gonna say it's separate for your turn. Fuck it. He's one most willing to go.
Because the bad guys can also do this.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Michelle, if you have something you want to do, you can. Otherwise, I have an idea.
The only range I have is a las pistol, sir.
Okay. We're probably in range of that, to be fair. But in that case, I see here you can make a called shot to bypass armor, but it actually doesn't say like how the difficulty for that scales or not.
I think it's a matter of me deciding that.
Yeah.
This is Astartes power armor, so you're gonna be having to go for like a joint, like an eye joint, or like like a neck joint, or something like that. So it's going to be a tiny target, no question.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll try it, and I will salvo. What is it? full auto. So I can
All right.
add my salvo, or I can add my salvo ranking in bonus dice to the test. And also I will aim, obviously.
Aim in
And
full auto?
it doesn't say you can't.
Then fuck it, you can. Go on.
Sorry, let me just double check.
I mean, don't even worry about it. Just roll for now. We can look it up later. Who cares? It sounds cool.
Yeah. All right. So I get my. Oops. Get out of here. Okay. So I get my aim bonus, and I get my
Honestly.
deadshot bonus, and I get
Yeah,
my salvo bonus, and I get my bonus for being in close range.
Yep.
I hope this is enough dice.
Let's see. Let's see. That's
This might not be enough
1,
dice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kirk, what's the modifier for tiny target for a call shot again?
Tiny
plus
target
3, I
is a +3, well, -3 to the DR, but +3 to ED. The extra damage.
You got it.
All right.
You're through.
Question. There was a rule about if you exactly meet the target's defense. Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. You deal 1d3 shock rather than dealing damage.
Okay, I will not shift any icons then.
You
All
got
right.
it.
So, and then I get +3 damage dice or extra damage. Plus the 2 I get for Deadshot. Wait. Let me double check this. Oh wait, no, it's not plus rank. It's double the ED. It's double the extra dice. So I get +6 extra damage dice.
All right, there you go then.
All right, and then plus my normal extra dice. Hope this works. That's a lot of 6s.
Love it.
That is a lot of 6s.
2. It's brutal, yes?
Yes.
Let's see, it's 2, 4, 6, 8,
Who do
9,
we
10, 11,
appreciate?
12, 13, 14 extra damage, plus your base damage of
Base damage of 9.
14 plus 9 is a grand total of 23, which will absolutely exceed his defense by a fair margin. I'm going to roll my determination by spending another ruin. Thank you, friends. And I say thank you so unironically and with all the joy in my heart for how quick you're killing all my cool guys.
Oh shit.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Brings that down to. Let's see. We had your total damage was what? 23. Let's take 4 off from that, bringing it down to 19 minus my resilience of. Let's see that. That's. Oh, he's still alive, barely. You shoot.
Aria, how's that last pistol looking?
You let off several rounds straight at this guy's head, and one of them goes straight through the eyelids. You can see foul, corroded, almost blackened blood leak out through the eye hole. He shakes his head, lulls it as if he's definitely clearly suffered some kind of internal brain injury, brings up that rifle, and keeps firing.
Okay. And I use my simple action to reload because I use the salvo option.
You got it. All right. I'm gonna go now. If that's okay with everybody.
I think we only get one of those per round, so.
So let's go ahead and have a friend who's almost on his deathbed go ahead and go. He's going to turn and yeah, you know what? He's gonna just fire that at close range. I'm gonna gain a ruin and then spend it immediately for Veteran of the Long War because I really need the extra dice this time. I like the simple action for aiming. It's fine. So let's get my extra mod for aiming. And let's see. I'm at close range, so we'll add that as well. And there comes the attack roll. This one's gonna. We'll go ahead and keep it. Yeah, we'll go to Aria again. Why not?
That's gonna pass my defensive 19 of 9.
Wait, that's
cool.
that's
Yeah.
8.
Well, no, because it doesn't. So with
Oh,
sixes, it's
sixes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So
7,
it's like 10.
8,
then.
9, 10. Yes, 10.
10.
So it's
that's
gonna
a
pass.
But Wrath on the or 1 on the Wrath die. Does that count for anything when you
Yes.
do it?
It means he has to reload next round. Which he's going to salvo anyway, so he's going to have to do that regardless. So he's going to take that as salvo action for 2 more damage dice. And here that comes. It's going to be with brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Salvo's,
5, 6, 7,
Salvo's
8.
to the test, I think.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, that's my bad. Never mind. So then, okay. So let me just reroll that with 2 less damage points. Don't mind me. I'll reroll it. It's fine. Well, I'll pick the original 3. For a grand total of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 icons in total there. Which sorry, actually, what's brutal is that's different. Sorry, let me try that one more time. What's brutal? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bonus damage plus the base damage rating of 10. Does not have any armor piercing though, so that's going to be 19 total damage at you, Michelle.
Okay, we're gonna roll that determination again,
Do it up.
which is once again 4 icons rolled out of
How's that shock looking, by the way?
6. Which, by the way, last time I rolled a. Okay, so I thought I only had 4, but I guess I do have 6 determination. Interesting. So I should have been able to resist more. Okay, well, anywho, things you learn. Anywho, my shock has just dropped down to 0. This is a problem. But that's all of resilience.
All right, Aria, you.
So I take no damage.
Okay, I know
my
what's
shock's
gonna
at
happen.
0.
You take no damage. Your shock is at 0. You are now. You have the exhausted condition, meaning you can only walk, crawl, take a simple combat action, or fall back, and you can no longer soak damage. With that said, I'm gonna spend my last movement to see the initiative, and have my other guy go. The guy up on the balcony sees that Aria is now buckling. Aria, as you're holding that shield up and just eating bolter fire, it's denting and impacting the shield. One finally snatches your arm far enough that you kind of like lowers your guard, and as soon as your guard lowers, you suddenly feel just how goddamn heavy your arm feels. You can only kind of bring the shield up barely like a sort of tower guard and crouch down under it now, rather than holding it high and proud like you were a second ago. I'll stop narrating and roll some dice now. Sorry. He is not at close range, and so, but he's still going to salvo. So he's still going to salvo and aim. So he'll still get his 3 bonus die. I will. Yeah, I need extra damage for you. I'm gonna spend my last ruin to pop veteran of the Long War again. So I won't get my bonus. Yeah, okay, there you go. So yeah, okay, cool. Yep, okay, cool. There we go. I'm not at short range though, so I'm only getting 3 dice here. 3 bonus dice here. Hold on, I lied. 3 bonus dice from tier, and then 2 more from Southland. So yeah, I'm getting 5 again. Sorry, I lied. I should have attack rolled first. I'm so sorry. I didn't do that. That's my bad. Also, I'll keep that that roll. First attack roll. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total icons. Passing your defense, Aria.
Yep, I'm gonna hit.
I'll keep the last roll I made here. That's actually better roll for brutal for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra damage, plus my base of 10. Plus my base of 10 for a grand total of 15.
That's gonna do nothing.
All right.
Just 15
Meet your defense, right?
So it passed my defense. I've got resilience. I think I've stood. What happens if I take shock if my shock is at 0?
Then you suffer that. You suffer that as wounds then. So you're gonna take 1d3 wounds right now, which is going to be
15. So that's.
Mm-hmm. So let me get that d3 roll. It's gonna be 2 wounds for you, Aria.
All right.
They both need to reload now, though. As you'll see, you're here almost simultaneously as they both turn their bolts on Aria and unload on Aria for a while. Aria, a round finally goes through your armor and impacts your shoulder. At the same time, you hear both bolters click, as they're both empty, and they both immediately eject and move to a reload. Very, very, very organized. That's their turn, though. Which of the two you want to go next?
Well, I'm exhausted, so Aris, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll take one more shot at this guy. I will aim but not make a called shot. So that gives me +1 +1 for being in short range.
Excuse me.
I think this is. Oh, whoops! I almost rolled with all the all the bonus dice that I had last round.
Oops. Don't do that. That'd be cheating.
Okay. But I think I do still get one from aiming, or get an
Yes.
extra one from aiming.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait, that's not. Oh shit! If you don't click out of the
Yeah, I know.
menu, it doesn't count
the
it.
modifier. Yep.
That's more. Wait, that still doesn't look right.
Yeah, why you only have a
Make sure you change the bonus dice, not the modifier.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
that problem earlier.
yeah. Isn't I supposed to change the bonus dice?
Yes.
Yeah, so I brought it back down to 3.
Well, it
And
says
then
you
the
have
rating
your
is
rating is
8.
8, and you have 3.
Oh, yeah, then that is right.
Then it's
Okay.
11. Yeah,
Yeah.
then you're right.
Okay.
Then I'm
so
keeping
that's
that
one.
first roll with the rat critical. Fuck you.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, re-roll me. You think you're math wrong? Fuck off.
Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, fine. That was actually a better roll anyway. So.
Well, I mean, you were gonna hit him regardless. So yeah, you hit him.
Okay. In that case, question: we can spend a glory point to do a narrative thing, right?
Yeah, that's a rat point, but yes.
Oh, wrath point. Oh, damn! I don't know if I want to do that then. Nah, fuck it. All right. Actually, wait. Do you get? Was there some? I forget. Does something happen to us if we roll a wrath complication?
Yes.
We I thought it was like. Was it like we get a wrath point if we do that, or am I misremembering?
Maybe. Yes.
Okay. Please give me another wrath. Where's the wrath? All right. Okay, then I will spend a wrath because you're letting me. And I'm going to add a retroactive narrative flourish to Laura's little ammo shopping trip. Because the ammo that she bought for me was not just any old rounds, they were Manstopper rounds, which have -1 armor piercing.
-1 to what now? I'm sorry.
To armor piercing.
Well, all right then. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Whoa.
Oh wait, shit. Sorry, I put I kept the bonus dice in there. Yeah, because I only aimed. I didn't call shot, so I don't get any extra bonus dice. Sorry, that was the wrong one. All right, so 2 extra damage plus the base 9, so 11 damage. Plus
11 damage.
-1 armor.
Oh, you'll meet his armor. He has armor of 11 with the -1. You're gonna deal some
Shit.
shock to him. But he did already soak a bunch of shock. So he's going to be near his shock cap.
Shoot.
Anything more from you, Barris?
Damn, I don't have anything that I can do to help Aria this round?
You can have her seize initiative, and she uses her combat action to spend a wrath point to regain shock.
We've already done that this round, though. We can't. I don't think we can do it again.
Only before the enemy goes. It's not a round. It's before the enemy goes again. So we can't have the whole team attack really quick. So we can do it again.
Okay.
It's just going to cost us.
Cost of glory.
Another glory.
Yep, but we have 5, so.
All right. Aria, you wanna?
Sure, why not?
Let's
So,
do it.
If you
Oh,
use-
make sure. Hey, by the way, Michelle, you are taking up the glory for 6s on attack rolls, right?
No, I'm taking up the glory every time you tell me to take it up.
Okay, cool, good.
Oh well, then I did. Oh, you asked if she's not.
Yes.
I only take it up when I hear the please, the oh hey, we're getting another glory. So that's why we have so much glory.
Okay, so Aria, are you seizing initiative then?
I haven't even gone yet, so.
Well, it's the enemy turn right now, so unless you seize initiative, then
you
there's
should go and get out of shock.
There we go. Then we'll do that, and
So spend
I
a,
guess
spend a wrath to get your rank plus tier in shock back.
I'll rank
Mhm.
plus tier, so that's 5 shock.
Regain 5 shock. You are no longer exhausted and can now act normally.
All right. That was. I'm assuming that does using the wrath that way spend the whole turn, or can I just immediately move?
Nope,
That's just your combat action.
you're good. Yeah,
Alright.
it's combat action, so you can still move.
Ah, okay.
Excuse me.
Do you want to get into full cover? Full cover,
Mm,
since you're only in half cover right now, I think. Remember, this is an extra turn.
yeah, this is an extra turn, so for now I'm going to. Yeah, we're gonna spend that time to get under full cover.
All right, you fall back further and are now under full cover, bringing your shield down, keeping yourself crouched and keeping the shield high to hold the cover of both you and Barris. As the enemies both finish their reloads, and we'll go with the guy who is, I guess, let's go back inside for the guy who's fighting Turk now. Yes.
I mean, you don't have to, but
No, we're definitely gonna do that because I have things I need to do. By the way, so here's what's gonna happen. First things first. As you, Turk, you pick up the other guy. You grab his shield and you start charging forward with him. So he's going to make fire at you. You count as going as in partial cover.
Mhm.
So it's going to increase your resilience. First, he's going to make a shot at you if he can. Yeah, he's gonna aim. Why not? That's fine. He's also at short range too, so I'll get this. I'll get the extra. I'll salvo. Why not? We'll do it. We're right there. Attack roll. That's definitely gonna pass that defense of yours, huh?
mm-hmm.
Cool. Then we're gonna go ahead and take my. I didn't burn Death to the False Emperor this round, so I have a bit less damage die, just my salvo bonus. And here comes that. It's going to be 10 plus 11, 12, let's see, 13 total damage.
13, and how much did it boost my resilience?
Plus 1.
Plus 1. Okay, so I have 12.
So then it's going to pass you by 1. You're going to take 1 wound.
I'll just take that on the chin.
You will take a single wound as you bring your shield up, and he sort of pours fire at you. A lot of the rounds do go into your shield though, and start slagging some of the limbs and armor off of it. So it's not going to be very useful cover for you as you start closing distance. Obviously, he will, however, make his move to just like his cohort there. He will drop his bolter, draw his combat knife, and take a stance as you approach it. He'll sort of start charging at you as well. I think that's about all of his turn. Oh, I should also take the rat that I gained for that turn. Thank you, or ruin I gained for that turn. I'll take that, and that's my turn. I think we just have Aria's normal turn. Yes.
Yep.
Aria, over to you.
All right. I think we're just gonna go ahead and what is it? Full
Defense.
Yeah, full offense. We're gonna go ahead and maybe not all out attack, but let's.
I just love that Dan was like, "Oh, full defense." She's like, "No, full offense." They just fucking
Full out attack is yeah. I mean, if you have 4 meters of movement, you can also just charge, and it won't put you at a difficulty for defense.
That's
Point.
fair. And I believe I do have 4 meters of movement.
Absolutely, no question.
Yeah, so we're just gonna charge then. Charge the guy closest to me.
You lower the shield, bring up your Naginata, and with a scream to the Holy Emperor, dash forward. Bring it on.
Alright. Alright. Let's roll it. That is, I'm sure it'll be fine.
What's the,
I
what you got?
I forgot to add another die.
That's
so
actually a
we
pretty
roll-
good roll, apart from the
4,
one
5,
part.
6, 7, 8. You have 8 on icons, and that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
It's still 5.
Oh.
You're through. Easily.
Yep. Alright, we're gonna roll that damage. So it's yep.
Damn it.
Base DR of 10 plus 2 extra dice, so it's a plus 2, so it's plus 2 more damage, and it's shocking and it's agonizing and rending.
What's you say it's rending and agonizing?
It is rending and agonizing. So
Alright,
rending
let's
is
look at
not really good
agonizing.
for anything we don't have an exalted icon.
Every wound
Oh.
inflicted also inflicts 1 shock, and rending won't do anything. Well, sad to say, if you did 12 damage, you met his defense.
Sad face.
More shock.
That's more shock though.
So it's more shock for him. He is, however, at max shock now, so he is now exhausted and can no longer soak.
Hope he's not warm.
Are they gonna be taking wounds instead of shock now?
Anytime they hit him, yeah, you can take a wound instead of shock, absolutely.
All right, cool.
Anything else? Are we top of the round?
Anything else? No.
All right, then. Then we go back to the top of the round. Friends, I'm going to once again seize initiative from you before you guys act, if that's okay. Thanks. As our friend who is nearly dead is going to do the last of his shooting before he, bites the dust. So he takes his basic action to reload his bolter and is going to bring that up. And as you are now charging at him, actually, no, wait, you're in melee range now. Never mind. Just gonna use his combat knife. Fuck all that shit. It's not gonna help too much, but although you're no longer in full defense, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna hope I can get through you. Here comes. He's gonna all-out attack. Why not? Actually, it's gonna get me some extra dice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
plus
That's
2.
how that works.
2.
+2 on the attack. I'll take that.
Suffer 2 to your defense.
Hear that? Oh well. I sure needed that. My defense of 4 was so high.
That's gonna hit. That's at minimum 9
Absolutely.
is definitely going to hit.
All right then. Then we'll take the damage roll with our Astartes combat knife. No bonus damage here. Oh yeah, there will be. I'm gonna be better in the long war for more damage. For a grand total of
That's not
only
cool, though.
2 extra damage. With my base damage rating of 10.
Which is not gonna do anything.
12. So what's your defense?
My defense is 6, but my resilience is 15.
Oh wow.
That's
Wait,
why I'm like, it's
15?
not, nothing's going to happen.
A 15 in melee. Oh right, the shield. Right. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Well, that was his last feigned gasp of glory. Unfortunately, these guys really aren't doing too great as I wanted them to be. They're supposed to be a super imposing threat. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, they are.
Back over to you guys. Go on. Who wants it?
Can I do a thing? Because I read some rules that I'd love to theory craft with you live on camera.
I love it when my friends read rules. Talk to me.
Reading the rules. This Codex Astartes stuff is pretty neat, actually, when you get down to it. Because if I go, and I will, I can cross the room, right? It's no problem. I'm up in his space.
Easily. You're already basically there.
Perfect. I would like to begin an all-out attack and a multi-attack.
All right.
So, this is going to be a +2 bonus die to my attack pool, of course.
You got it.
And so, I want to make sure bonus die apply to the attack roll. I'm going to throw it up by 2 more. And
You really need this so bad to get.
hey,
this
you know,
super
that's the
deep.
thing.
You need it so bad.
I just want
You
to
got
make
it. You're
sure.
fine. No
All right,
question.
so I get through no question. He still has defensive 4, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I can shift by 2 to increase damage twice.
You sure can.
So let's see. Damage bonus die up by 2. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
1, 2, 3 extra dice for brutal.
Yeah. 3. 3 plus 2 for 5 is going to be 19 on the first one.
19. That's 5. I'm gonna eat that. Why not?
Okay. Now, as part of the multi-attack, it's going to increase his defense by 2.
You got it.
So here we go again on my own. That's actually going to be a 7 instead of a 6. So I do pass it, but I'm not going to shift it.
Yep.
That
Roll it
means another batch of damage coming in. Oh, poop! I can reroll 4 of these. Let me see if I can actually shift for more of those failed ones. Okay, I'll get 3 more.
Okay.
Which will bring me up to a 10, which means I can shift for 2. No, shift for 1. I'm not gonna meet it. Not gonna fall for that. This will be an extra damage die here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then 5 for another 19 damage.
Which will be, you can take that. I'm gonna use my ruin point and go ahead and soak that up if I can. Soak up it at least. What do we got? Oh, that's not bad at all. Oh, I'll soak all of that. Nice. Okay, all but one.
Uh-oh.
I'll take 1.
Oh no.
I'll take 1 damage.
Okay. So, sorry. Unfortunately, I rolled the same amount of damage twice, but I should be just using the same target every single time I do it.
Yep.
And it doesn't say there's a high. It's basically until I miss, so might as well take one more strike here. See what goes on.
Okay. He's defense 8 now.
Defense 8, but I'm already at 10.
You got it.
Actually, 3 more, so I can shift 2 more, and that gives me more. So let's go damage. Please roll well. Oh
1,
boy.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 for 8, plus 14 for 22. Yes.
Yep, you got him. I have no more ruin to spend.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
You just 2 on 1 persist.
Yeah, I don't feel great, but I did it. I mean, physically, spiritually, I feel fantastic. But yeah, running up, I imagine, as he like blasts through and moves to melee, it's just like slice down to clear the way to get an initial slice. And the second one, he's managed to deflect a lot of that out, but the final one just right into his neck as he threw his arms a bit too wide, leaving an opening. I'm able to haul the giant chainsword around with extra speed.
The helmet flares to one side. You eat through the microfiber of the neck armor through the throat. Blood splatters out at your silver-coated helmet and yellow-painted armor as he's grabbing at your chainsword for a while, eventually going limp and falling back into the wall and then slumping over, spilling cargo off to the side. They're both dead.
Blood, you say?
Yeah.
So that is a 3 with my wrath die. So I do not frenzy.
Good.
Right at the end. Good.
That's good.
All right. Is that your turn?
I move over, and if it's okay, I would like to pick up my plasma gun.
Absolutely, no question.
Yeah, that's it for me.
You walk over, you pick up your plasma gun from the ground, whir it back up into full power, and look at the door where you can still hear a gunfight happening outside. Let's swing outside so I can get my last guy going. Cause homeboy with the he had his initiative turn. He initiative seized.
Well, we did
He can still-
determine that doesn't count against your move for the turn. I will
Yeah.
say you
Well,
let us
then
do
I'm
that,
gonna
so we
have-
yeah.
Well, then I'm gonna let him go before he fucking
Well,
dies.
actually,
I mean, if you
should
wanna
we
be
seize
unfair
the
in our-
initiative right now?
Yeah, I mean,
And?
you could.
I
Good.
mean,
Spend the glory if you want to.
it's up to you guys if you want to take a turn or if you like getting shot, or rather getting stabbed with a combat knife.
Like getting shot.
You know, I've
mean-
grown rather fond of it. At this point.
I mean, if you don't mind, I don't mind.
I
spending-
don't mind. I mean, you're the one keeping the best track of all these glory. I swear, I'm like 5 steps behind every single time.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll spend a glory to see.
Oh wait, Zed got a 6 on the Rathai for his willpower check. Does that count as a glory point?
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh, okay, so we're back up to 5.
You got it.
Just putting my
I'm-
glory
I'm-
count is just asking.
I'm
so-
spent. If no one minds, I will spend, and we'll go
Go
back
for
down
it.
to 4.
Yeah.
All right.
You're in the best spot.
All right, cool. So first off, since I'm still standing right next to it, I can go ahead and sacrifice my move to declare, as a skill, my intent to kill, to dedicate this kill to the Emperor.
Clear your
Alright,
intent to kill. You don't say.
Yup.
You draw your Naginata back, raise your shield high, utter a solemn prayer to the Emperor as you stare down into the, well, one glaring red eye lens and the other the closed eye as you can see a blasted out hand cannon wound as Astartes
Alright.
glares at you with what looks to be malicious intent still, even on their last legs.
Okay. And if we are going to do that, screw it. We're gonna go all out attack, I guess. The -2 to defense, which is gonna suck, but that's +2 dice to melee. Does that do anything for damage, actually?
All out
Is.
does not.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's just to make sure you hit, like you're throwing everything into it. Though I should also mention that while you can't take a multi-attack if you all-out attack, if you declare multi-attack and then all-out attack, that is somehow different.
All right, we're gonna
A weird
we're gonna
game with
roll
weird
that.
rules.
That's a 5.
You're fine. He multi-attacked. He all attacked last round, so his defense is 2.
Ooh, okay. Then we're going to roll damage.
Do it.
That's not gonna do that much. That's an 11.
Oh, 11 is not going to give you any damage. His resilience is still 12.
Yeah.
You are battering the Naginata, and you are recognizing Michelle, or Aria, I should say, even though you are swinging your all, and this guy is on death's door, you're recognizing this is the power of having to fight in Astartes. Even with just a combat knife, even on death's door and with one eye, your blows, he's not parrying and blocking them like a trained duelist. He's swatting them aside with the back of his armored hand. It's child's play for him, even this close to death.
Let's see. Just gonna let me take another look at what this does. Okay. We're gonna let this be. I was thinking about maybe spending another glory to add 1d what is it? 1 extra damage, but that's not gonna do much.
Add 2 then. Spend you can add extra damage for per glory spent. Spend 2. He only has one wound left. If you really want to put him down that bad, now is the time. Otherwise, he's gonna attack next. So if you really don't want him to attack you, then you know.
Yeah, that's fair. What are your thoughts? We still have 4 glory left, so if you
I'm
want.
fine with it.
All right. Down to 2 glory.
All right. Let's see. That takes us through. We're almost there. It's round 4. We're finishing up round 4 or round 5 of combat. Perfect. Everything
All
worked
right.
out. It all
Does
worked
that-
out
does
perfectly.
that
I'm not
count?
even mad.
Yes, absolutely, no question. So he's parrying aside, blocking your blows left and right, and it's infuriating you. It's angering you. It's almost enough to rile something deep in the corner of your stomach, you think. But you're recognizing that arrogance, that pithiness he treats you like you're just mortal compared to him. This foul, corrupted thing that was once one of the Emperor's angels of death. And in that moment of pure, blind, religious fury, as you backs aside another blow, you spin the back of your naginata and bring the blunt end of the back of it right up through that eye wound. And he falls directly onto the end of your naginata. Arrogance all draining from him in an instant moment. As his knife falls from his hand, his bolter drops, and his arms slump, dead.
Alright. That's +1 faith.
Back over to me then, yeah?
Back over to you.
Oh.
Well, I've only got one guy left. He is going to finish up his reloads, and you will notice something. He's up on the gantry, and while he easily at any point could have jumped down, he's now at a point in the gantry where he easily is probably given the start of his strength, literally just leap on top of either one of you. But he hasn't done that this entire engagement. He's just been keeping fire up at you from the gantry, which he'll now continue to do, by the way. Varys, since Aria ran off to go fight his friend. You're still in full cover, so you'll enjoy that bonus to your resilience when the time comes. He's going to aim still, and he's now close enough to count his short range for his bolter, for bolt gun. So that's going to happen. He reloaded. Should he salvo? He's not going to salvo. It's fine.
How many reloads does he have left?
This is the last one.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that hits. That's like...
What's your defense?
My defense is 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, your defense is passed, buddy. Oh, God, I wish I could shift for extra damage, man. It's fine. I won't need it. I'm in short range. Take my extra 2. Do I spend for Veterans of the Long War? Barrett, what's your resilience?
My resilience is 7.
It's 9 now because you're in full cover.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll screw it. Veterans of the Long War. So that's going to take me a bonus dice up to 5. And here comes that roll. That's what I needed to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 total damage to you. That's going to be a grand total of, what's that? How many to your wounds? You have 9 resilience. That's going to be 6 wounds to you, friend.
I can roll determination, right?
You can roll determination to soak. Absolutely.
All right, that's not bad.
You will soak 3.
So 6 wounds. Oh, goody. Oof, that is not good. But there's a silver lining. Gallows humor. As a simple action, I can roll Fellowship versus a DN2 when wounded, and to have me and all allies heal shock equal to the number of icons rolled +1.
Oh, I like that. Well, so Bear's going to say here's what happens. You see Aria take off sprinting, and you see her drop the other Chaos Space Marine who was attacking you all, and you think, nice. Now you kill one guy, and then you realize, should be the other guy. And as you roll yourself to the side, as bolter rounds rip all along crate to the left and right of you, you slump down along the side, look down, and realize that a mass reactive round just barely missed going straight through your torso. Bolter rounds also explode on impact, and so it's not as if you just have a hole going through you. A good, I'm going to say, crater-sized chunk of your stomach is probably missing right now.
Ew.
Now,
I should be dead.
So it's not too bad. It's not like you're blown open or anything like that, but it's a nasty wound. You need to put pressure on that immediately. But it's as you're doing that, I'm gonna take a little. If you guys don't mind, if I just kind of seize things a little bit here. Zadkiel, I'm gonna assume at this point you would have probably tried to make your way to dive back out of the hallway and check on your friends. Yes.
Yes, of course.
So let's go ahead and just sort of give a little bit of narrative, if you don't mind here. Barris, you drop down. Do you want to give like a quick, like, you know, gallows humor yell to your friends that you've been hurt?
Suddenly feeling very empty inside.
Zadkiel, you kick open the auto door. The release code wasn't working. You couldn't get it to reopen. You just kick with a large that gets in the door, reading down the hallway. It slams into the other wall and then collapses to the ground. You step with armored boots as the other Marine steps back more, dropping his last clip out of his bolter and stepping back into the hallway. The gunfire finally goes quiet. Step out of the hallway, see a target to your right who is already dead, slumping off of Aria's pole armor. She pulls him, knocking him back out of the helmet lens. See another backing up. And you can already tell in the moments of your battle awareness, from the moments of looking, you can already see he's out of ammo. He's dropping his last bolter clip and has no reload on his mag plate on his hip. He steps back, and you think, okay, I'll open fire on him. Then you recognize, how long was I stuck in that room? And I'd like you all to roll awareness with me very quickly. As you'll all suddenly notice, he's not shooting back at you.
Ooh, okay, so 6 on the Wrath dice will get us a glory, but 3 icons.
Anybody else?
Only 4 icons.
My
Icons
awareness
isn't bad.
is really, really low. So we got 2 icons.
Also, everyone heal 3 shock.
Oh yes, please go ahead and do that.
Oh, the shock's went back
Let me roll
up.
that real quick. I'll let you guys see it too. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So
My awareness.
no, that's not
is
the one I want.
dog
Fuck all that. We want. Hold on. I got you. Nope, not that
How
one
many
either.
of these fuckers are there?
As you all sort of stop and look around the hallway, you'll all immediately recognize, you'll look. You'll see that the person who's no longer firing his bolter brings his hand smoothly and crisply from his trigger to the side of his helmet. Quick response force receiving an interdiction. Targets are pinned down. Nominally engaged. We have them. And at that point, you'd realize, out of doors from the gantry, out of corners in the vents, 3, 4, 5 more, 6 more Astartes. The rest of the combat squad that would have made up the full squad of 10, you recognize Zadkiel, appear from various situations. Zadkiel, you don't even have to roll to get this immediately. The plan was simple. Station small, effectively patrol teams of 2 to 4 Astartes at various entry locations. Wait to see which one you guys snuck past, hit you, and hold you in place for the rest of the quick response force to close in and pin you down. You're outnumbered, outgunned, outclassed. This was the plan all along.
Well, I don't believe they're actually here. Thankfully, we have our own task force of elite-trained Astartes, Primaris, surrounding them the entire time. Would you believe it?
You want to spend a glory point to make that narrative declaration?
I mean,
I call
we
it.
have 3.
I
so
tell-
if you
I-
would like to do that.
I tell the Death Guard there's a derelict ship. They can make another. Death Watch, rather, that there's a derelict ship with corridor-to-corridor combat, and they can make another game out of it. So they get their ass over here fast.
True.
So they just burst in. No,
Lara, who has been this entire time keeping to the corner of the hallway, ducked behind cover, as she wasn't very useful at this moment, unable to load her shuriken pistol and still dealing with the warp racking her brain, probably does the only smart thing any of you could maybe do in this moment. She has a shuriken pistol in her hand. She slowly places it on a crate in front of her and backs her hand up. The figure who has his hand to his bolter twists it a little bit. All 4 of you will hear, wherever you put your have your comm beads or box beads at, a garbled, clustering sound of scrap code briefly, and then a voice. It sounds proud, boisterous, Terran. Not proud, it's not boisterous, excuse me. Proud, noble Terran, but scratchy and corrupted. Eeks through all of your comms. You will come with us. Or you will die here.
We have no option, comrades.
We walked right into this one.
I'm gonna move over where Barris is injured and heave him up.
Careful with the. I think Aria is just going to immediately move over if just sheathe her naginata and immediately try to start putting pressure on the wounds.
They don't move to stop you. You see 3 bolters tracking you the entire time you move, but you aren't stopped. You're able to make your Medicaid roll on Paris. You can go ahead and make that roll, and we'll just narratively, we can move past that. And we'll sort of montage away as you move to look at Barris. The screen will kind of Luma wipe, good old classic Star Wars Luma wipe across the screen real quick. And we'll move to you all being escorted again through the hallways, low and slow. The lumen globes darker now as you are brought deeper and deeper into the center of the station. And then to the main lift. And then upwards. Levels and levels and levels. And you are brought into the main dome, which has a large concentric donut-like area, which is the main command ring. And above that, the afterpathic choir. You are brought into the command ring. It is a massive, almost sort of theater-like room. Several long rows and plinths out with a large circular balcony area out towards the middle. Several eye screens are off to the left and right, but they are all shut off. Even the lights here are too low. The lumen globes kept more damp and dim than anywhere else. The light barely catches anywhere here. As you move into the room, the first 2 of the Astartes stops, lets you in. The next 2 stop at the door, and then 2 more. You see in total, there are 6 all around you. You are pushed into the room, the 4 of you. You could see a massive, massive chamber. In front of you, in the central dais of this command console area, are 4. They look almost like coffins, you would think, but they're larger, a bit more ovoid and round. Metal, sealed. 4 of them, placed in rows. There are no other figures in the room. Not on your prey-sense goggles, not on your sweeps, not on your overall senses. You can feel a foulness eking about the air here. You are nudged. I'm assuming Barrett, you're at the back of the formation. Nudged in the back by one of the bolters, clearly indicating you should step forward. Much better.
Also, that is a 6 on the Medicaid roll.
Noted. We will apply those results posthumously as the scene plays out. Not outside. That was bad wording. You all stepping forward though? You move into the room. Then as you sweep your prey-sense goggles, your authorities helmets, or your overall senses left and right, trying to see what you can find around you, waiting for the ambush, the firing squad, the bomb, the mine. Nothing. Then Suddenly, with a hiss of steam and pressure, the 4 pods give way a bit, let off a cloud of smoke. A figure who wasn't there, couldn't have been there. Too big, too massive. That armor too loud, it's impossible. Slides out from behind the corner. He is imposing. Astartes clearly, but armored in a way that you have not seen in so long. He even used that veil. Standing a full meter or so over you, shoulder pads large and crested with spikes. A single head, still encased in armor, sits in a large mounted overture. He grinds forward on large clunking gears. And what you can all see now, from having at least experienced it once in your lives and careers, see the imposing figure of an Astartes clad in tactical dreadnought armor. His hands and in 4-fingered slender claws. It's funny, he says, tackling his fingers as lightning dances down the ends of it. I was hoping for your Inquisitor. Nonetheless, this will do. The pods open, hiss as one at a time they click, 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 and open. The shadows still cling and claw around this person, this individual, as they move in front of the caskets, which open and reveal the 4 of you. You have come so far, learned so much, and all exactly as I have planned. I thank you for that, loyal lapdogs of the Imperium of Mankind. He steps forward and says, tradition would call for introductions here. I would assume shock has stolen the courtesy from all of you. Thankfully, I know each of you intimately, and my politeness has not yet been robbed of me by a cruel galaxy. He drags a finger across a panel on the wall, eerie green energy being eked across their lightning claws. I am Harrow. And friends, I hate to say it, but as the figures is joined, the shadows literally congealing and coalescing out of the corners to show 2 more pairs of armored figures joining. One you recognize as Doc, his power sword held over his shoulder. The other you have not seen before. The long augmented bolt rifle in his hands tells you this must be their sniper, Sorkesh the All-Eyed. Joins their figure, their master, he who brings the harrow, and faces down the acolytes who he's led right into his clawed fingers. Friends, I've been Foxy, this has been the cast, and we've been By a Shadow Peace. I'm gonna let my players go around and yell at me in session for a couple seconds real quick while I bask in having done exactly what I was supposed to do for 7 sessions now. Sorry. Any more than I call you out, go ahead and tell me who you are, who you played today, where you can be found on the internet, 1 or 2 things you got coming up, and how you feeling tonight if you feel like it. Let's start off in a different order than last time and swing it over to our valiant Crusader with the Spear and Shield combination that I think is just one of the coolest things. More fiction with Spear and Shield combos, please. Thank you. Michelle.
Hi. Hi. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, hi. Hi, I'm Michelle. I played Aria Yun Contour. We no sailed a lot of damage and then took and then got exhausted. It's fine. Everything's okay. It's okay. We'll fine. Yeah, you know, the friends don't. The friends are wounded. We're in front of the big boss. It'll be fine. Yeah, passing it on to the next person. It's okay.
Glad to have you here, Michelle. Thank you for being a part of it. And if you're looking for Michelle and you think that she did a great job handling RP as she always does, then catch her at the helm of a session tomorrow for a Blade's Will, where we're going to see some really cool things happen in our homebrewed Naruto setting using the rules of Naruto 5 like Kingdom Forever. It's super great. Michelle runs it. Go watch it. Any case, next person I get to tell how much they hate me. Let's pass it over to, of course, my best buddy Turk.
Hey, yeah. First off, I don't hate you. That was gorgeous monologue, and you know, I hate that we're gonna have to kill him. I mean, I love that we're gonna have to kill him, but I hate, you know, that we're gonna deprive the universe of more of these vibes, at least for now. Anyway, I was honestly expecting him to be called Alfarius, but I guess being turned into a dreadnought has some downsides when you're in the Alpha Legion. That all being said, if you want to see more of this campaign, then you make sure that then it's very important that you should know that I am Turk or Turk accented if you are taking a multi-attack. Though you have to remember you do take a penalty to all your tests when doing so. If you want to see more of me and the things that I do, then you can catch me. Ooh, I got a little bit of a break coming up in my schedule, which is good for my mental health, but sad for your eyes. So next week, I will be over on Lost Caravan, where I'm a player in Nova. It's our Season 2. We're no longer using the Nova system, we're using the Cypher system. It's very confusing, but it's a good time. We basically have a lot of shouting matches, and emotional stuff, so if you're a fan of that in space, well, also people nearly die a whole bunch, then you should check it out. And then right back here on the the week of the 22nd is my Neon Knights roleplay week, as I am setting it up. Because on that Monday, on the 22nd, I will be GMing Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragonlords, the big epic Greek mythology campaign. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet, please, check it out. If you want to know all about from the origin, please reach out to me individually. I can send you videos, and we can work our way around of supporting some trashy people. Long story. Anyway, the 23rd, you're going to see some familiar faces because I will then be running Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle, which we had our first official episode not even, about a week and 2 days ago on the 1st. We have 2 episodes out technically now, so if you haven't got a chance, you can still very easily catch up, but our group is great at recapping and working in things that I previously mentioned, and so it's very much at the start of the adventure. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do and what's going to happen. I mean, I know what's going to happen, but they don't, so we'll see how they react. Anyway, on the 24th, we'll be right back here, so make sure you check that out. And I'm going to pass it back to Philly's Finest. Or I guess over to Dan? I don't want to take away your ability to
Philly's
intro Dan.
Finest is muted right now.
Well,
Wait, did your mic conk out?
There we go. I'm sorry, my
There.
microphone broke for 3 seconds. It happens sometimes. Don't worry about it. Any case, you were absolutely right, though, as we're going to make sure. Oh, it's back. I fixed it now. It's good. Okay, it was just weird. Okay, whoops. Fix the mic. My bad. Thank you for handling the transition, Turk. At the next person we're going to hand it over to, the last, but certainly so far, at least, of our incredible cast here, is the Lan, the Dan.
Fuck you. Anyway, had to get that out of my system. Anyway, I'm Len the Dan. You can follow me on Twitter, Len the Dan, I guess. Still exists. Anyway, if you want to see more of me for some reason, I am going to be, I think it's next week, back here for The World Within You, which is our Voidheart Symphony campaign. Taking great inspiration from the likes of Persona, The World Within You, and Jet Set Radio. Somewhere down the line, we've got a new Humblewood campaign coming up, Seal and Arbor. I play a mouse of great personal valor. And then the week after that, you can find me back here because we're doing every 2 weeks now. For By a Shadowed Piece, I play a Desperado. Unlike Turk, me being on screen is actually bad for your eyes and my mental health.
Desperado. Sitting in a old Monte Carlo.
No, they don't
Man, it's
want
hard.
none of
Anyway,
none of this.
sorry. Anyway,
Run.
any case, no. So yeah, no. Thank you guys for being here. I'll wrap up by saying I'm Foxy. I am creative director here at Neon Lights Roleplay. I can be found on the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNG_FOXXII. Sometimes there's no underscore in the middle, so if you can't find one, look for the other one. Everywhere you want to find me out there on the internet. I do all kinds of great and wonderful things here with my incredible friends over at Neon Lights Roleplay. I could plug all of them, but frankly, that's not any fun. So instead, I will simply just say, if you want to hang out and see what we do, please go check out our Discord. We have an awesome community full of great people who hang out. We play video games. We talk about awesome stuff. We plan for games here. We pull all of our cast for our games from there. I'm even running a long-form virtual BattleTech series where I'm naming all of our mech warriors and people after people in the community, which is kind of fun. Whatever. Otherwise, just know that we have an incredible roster of shows coming up, and we have been putting so much time into making them the absolute best that Neon Lights has brought to your screens before you. It has been a long labor of blood, sweat, tears, and so many nights of thinking about giving up. But we have held firm, and we plan on bringing so many wonderful things to you. So I ask you to keep an eye on our socials, which are going to pop up in the chat right now. And if you need anything more from us in the future, know that we are going to be bringing you our very best and ask that you hold on for the ride with us. That said, you've been incredible. We've been Neon Lights Roleplay. This has been By a Shadowed Piece, and that's a good night. Thank you, everybody.